And into this last pick Slaughter comes in, which is, you know, Kezu actually summed it up pretty nicely, right? That minus armor is really effective versus these tanky strength cores because the armor sometimes takes some time to come out. So it does feel like it was one of those gotcha picks that looks quite good in throughout most of it. And I would say overall, this looks like a pretty hard execution game. If BBT can execute their heroes, that's kind of the success for them. And the reason I say that is because it can be tough. Grimstroke, Lacoste said it, this hero at almost every tournament has a very low win rate. So you have to be able to land these like soulbind, big combos and stuff like that to make it look good. And you're playing into some very strong entity lanes.
Sure. I guess in terms of those combos, what is the main one? Obviously the soulbind, the double doom that they're going to be looking for. And at least, you know, Safety's going to have a lot of heroes that he can set up nicely with the ink as well, right? I mean, well, all cores, right? They're all going to be running in on the front line, including the Weaver as well. So many ways that they can make aggressive plays early on with the Grim.
As long as they don't get too behind, because it's a lot of minus armor. Acid Spray plus that Corrosive Haze versus these pretty fragile heroes early on could be problematic. But yeah, we'll have to see how these lanes go. Seen pretty much every single time that they pick the Doom from Yarrow, he suffers. He really, really struggles inside the laning phase. Save sometimes is able to make some kind of miraculous stuff happen because he just plays very aggressively when he's playing these ranged heroes. I always talk about them being like specialists at winning lanes that don't tend to win, but they have to be able to transition it. And also this one is probably one of the hardest CM Troll. It's one of the strongest lanes you can get.
I'm talking about lanes. So how does this mid lane go down? You've got the Slaughter against the Sand King mid. Sand King been looking pretty hot against a lot of these melee heroes. Is anything a bit different in this matchup? Can Slaughter do okay?
I mean, it's a good question. Slaughter versus melee heroes usually does amazing, but then Sand King versus melee heroes also does. So we'll have to see which one offsets each other because it's also playing in that mid matchup. I feel like no one should be pretty okay. Even though GPK, his specialty has really been inside the laning phase, if you get a creep advantage as the Slaughter, you're able to bully.
Oh, I see that for Nolan. Good damage trading straight up, taking GPK down to about 40% HP.
And that's how you kind of have to play, or want to play as the Slaughter as well too, is play to bully so he can't walk up and get that caustic. Of course, also, no one does get gifted a bottle right at the start. This is the strategy that Entity has been going for in the majority of their games, just getting that big advantage for no one to press forward with it. So Bracer and a bottle to start off, it's going to be difficult for GPK, it feels. Forces him out of the Sandstorm already.
It's hard to sort of say if when the levels come in for the Sand King, if it is going to get any easier. Because with this sort of play, no one likely to hit them sooner and could still remain with that edge against him in the mid, getting those that larger amount of denies.
But he's cheating because he got a free bottle.
True.
Slight cheating. Stacks coming out. Katomi, this top lane, they can't really put too much aggression with a double strength lane versus a Weaver Lifestealer, so he's just going to try to keep lane pulled back, get Stacks at the ready. As long as DM is careful, he shouldn't really die up here. So all in all, the Entity have gone themselves for 3 pretty potent lanes. Bottom, though, so far, Miro is getting, to be honest, actually complete free farm. 9 CS, and he has 5 creeps coming under his tower, too, so I believe he's only missed like 1 or 2 CS here.
Yeah, a bit of a slower start for Watson on that bottom lane out of the two of them. I mean, how is this? Has this been down some sort of creep manipulation that BB Team's been doing, or...?
It's probably just save. He just does special stuff sometimes as this 4 position, just getting that extra harassment and stuff. I was looking in the mid lane, to be honest with you. I didn't see exactly what went down, but...
That is meant to be a slow start for Watson. See if we can start to pick it up a bit with the help of Fishman.
He should. He definitely should be able to versus this lane. Tough to get too aggressive onto him, even if they have good magic damage between these two. It's a troll seed, so they have so much slow between the two of them. Mid, seeing a lot of denies, so no one able to put that extra pressure onto GPK. Constantly here is GPK. Good die.
He might just.
Pretty close.
Bash. Yep. Couple of hits. Very fun to keep no one alive. I mean, he's done it. First blood, gets his solo. He doesn't mind dying here, getting the reset, of course.
Fine.
As on top of him already having the favorable CS in this lane, 14-7 against the 13-0. No one. Show him what to do. What you got to do about these mid Sand Kings.
Yeah.
Slaughter, play aggressive. I mean, he's making it look easy. I don't think it is. You know, this is some pretty high-level stuff from him, of course, in the mid. He's looking good.
He got a bottle, right? He's making it look a little easy.
That's what the Sankey will be saying.
Yeah. He's like,
that's what they're saying right now.
I would have had him if he didn't have it.
Absolutely. GPK is like, he got a free bottle. What am I supposed to do?
It is what it is, right? Is no one that when you do get this type of early kill, he's actually able to get the D ward as well instantly. So the sentry goes down. You're gonna get 6 earlier too. So that corrosive phase is gonna be pretty lethal this game versus, as we were saying, the 3 cores, but even the 2 supports there. When Slardar's given a good start, can run away with games pretty hard, and rarely you do see a Slardar with this good of one. But Watson's still really struggling. He is actually not getting too many last hits down here. Doom is putting the pressure on him, Watson.
And look at the ink swell. They're going for the kill. He's got the stick charges, so Watson should be fine. I mean, maybe he can even turn. No, he's got to be careful with how low he's going to tick down to that blood grenade. He'll stay back. They got any sort of regen for him in the lane, or is he going to have to make a trip back to base?
He's got a couple tangles, but if he just eats a stroke of fate, could just die. They're doing excellent down here, so these two just working their magic. And for one of the few games that I've seen on Miro playing the Doom, he has an advantage in the laning phase, unlike usual, so... Big stuff they're able to do down here. And they have a double creep wave as well, so...
Watson's got to be careful.
They're both so low, they can't even walk up for the CS. They're going to miss the money creep. He's pinging. Watson's like, we might need a rotation.
I was going to say, what do? You're sort of stuck underneath the tower, and as low as you are against 2 heroes, they're more than happy to dive.
They're calling for Katomi.
Fishman. He's got the frostbite to hold him back, indeed. Katomi with a concoction ready to throw out. Watson's got to be careful. They might just be able to find him. He's chasing him down underneath the tower. I mean, he's got the silence of the Phantom's Embrace upon him. A few more right clicks. Safe's just able to dive in and take him down.
3 heroes force bottom, and they're still getting the kills with this Grim and the Doom. There's just something about these two, I swear. It's like they play versus these hard lanes, and sometimes they do just end up doing stuff like this, where they're able to just push forward and really cripple a Troll Warlord who's now completely at the bottom of the course. He's same net worth as the Grimstroke, same net worth as his supports. No one... He's going to look to make the moves to fix this stuff. He has the Bash Prime. He's making the move bottom. DM is getting gone on top.
See if these two can take him down. He's able to get the bug off him, but already a lot of damage being done. See if they want to get him up with the dive for the Shikuchi. They will. They get in under the tower. They're able to take him out. The rotation comes in. And indeed, the setup there from no one, allowing Katomi to be able to take out save with the concoction. So with the way the side lanes are going, definitely going to be some focus on no one to really use this incredible lead that he's managed to build up at the start to really make some plays here as the mid Slardar.
Absolutely. They're going to have to look to make some nice, three-person rotations with the CM, with the Slardar, with the Alk. They do have good kill threat with the 3, but definitely got to be his work cut out for him as those side lanes, especially the bottom one, I don't think going as Entity expected to. Crushing it as the Doom.
And of course, even if that mid matchup didn't go too hot for GPK, as the Sand King, he should be able to catch up, no problem, with a few rounds to the jungle.
Yeah, he's still got Max Stinger, so he's going to be able to get that farm, and he's got the haste turn too, so he's setting up for DM.
Yeah, and it's going to be a good move here. They've got the setup. Burrow strike to follow up. Is he able to survive for these epicenter pulses? He is not. The rotation succeeds. They take down DM. Pretty much the second time back-to-back after you got initially knocked out of that top lane. So really starting to slow down the Centaur's game.
They're moving for the wisdom. No one. He's like, I've got to do everything. I feel like I got to take the wisdoms. I got to gank. He is making it happen. He will be able to claim that one. But that does mean that one of the supports will not get that juicy experience, unfortunately for them. But they're still good levels.
He's got to really carry them for this portion of the game. Pretty heavily with how well the early game has gone for BB Team's side lanes.
And look at BBT's wards. They know at this point now, top has gone very well for them. Bottom has gone very well for them. The Entity recovery is going to be through stacks, so they put 2 wards in the triangle to be able to watch these stacks and contest them. Good stuff from BBT so far. Something we've not been seeing. We've been seeing early games be pretty good from them. It's afterwards that there's been some struggle, but this time they have a very good off lane that usually doesn't go as well when Miro gets sacked.
They're in with the dive. Watson is in trouble again. Silence into the follow-up stun. Nothing to be done, or maybe he's going to live a little longer, but he's not got 6, and even if he did, almost certainly was going to get kited and killed regardless. So again, continuing to struggle on this bottom lane, Watson as the troll. Team. They can start pushing this tower. I don't think anyone's going to be rushing to get down here anytime soon on Entity. It's not a safe place to be.
This is going to be one of those games where Watson's like, give me the Aghanims first. I need to make up for this early game because it is pretty devastating for him. And versus that matchup of the Lifestealer, It's a free farm life stealer with the lane that he was put in. So Nightfall is set up for success to be able to go whatever the usual item build, you know, whatever he wants to really go for.
Oh, for sure. I mean,
Erosion Radiance definitely feels great. Can go down the Ags route later on if he feels he needs to. Versus the Troll, he's got a huge advantage.
Yeah, no, when you get this sort of free of a start, you know there's not going to be the pressure on you to turn up to fights. You just skip the armlet, yeah. Go straight for the Radiance.
Yeah, I think we've been seeing less and less of that armlet as well, too. Sadly, as much as I love armlet. And bottom tower, it's 8 minutes in, and they've taken it. Or 8 minutes 40, and they've taken it. A 2K lead, Miero at the top of the net worth. So yeah, no one is going to have to do quite a lot here as this Slardar. He almost has Blink Dagger, so he can do some explosive moves with it. But yeah, his Troll is not going to look to get involved for a very, very long time. Watson will be in the jungle.
This is going to go the Maelstrom build this game, as opposed to sort of the Battle Fury. I mean, I guess sort of expected the build-up's a little easier, a little more rapid, right? And gives you a bit more potential when you do, in maybe this sort of game, get forced to turn up to earlier fights.
Yeah, and then he will eventually, you know, he'll get gifted an Aghanims at some point in the game too. So he'll have like that synergy between Aghanims and Gleipnir potentially. BBT sitting around this jungle, they're just sapping experience here. Toronto Tokyo doesn't want to risk Shikuching in and stealing anything. He could just die if he does do so. Gets a juicy amount of XP just taken away. That is going to be no one's blink.
So yeah, they've got to come out with a smoke and find something good with this. If you can team up with one of the supports, ideally sort of Katomi, if you can come in with a follow-up concoction. Should be a decent amount of damage to take out most of the heroes.
Absolutely. They're going to work on these stacks. We were saying BBT was completely aware of them, though. They have these wards. So Nightfall, he's just going to charge at them. Centaur and Alchemist cannot contest
take a few for himself here.
He's going to take all the big ones, it's looking like. He'll get one. Actually, Alchemist got that, I think.
Got one, yeah. So he got the other one.
Doom comes out onto no one.
Oh, it does. That is not the Blink Dagger reveal that they would have hoped to go for there. Getting caught immediately after he shows on the map with the Blink pickup.
Looks like they baited the rune, perhaps, and just got the stun catch-up onto him. Stampede comes out, but no save.
That was not what they needed, Entity. That's a rough one. BB team. I mean, it feels like we've been waiting a few series to see this sort of level come out for them because they have struggled a lot on the main stage.
Absolutely.
But so far, yeah, this opening to the game, yeah, what you expect from this caliber, this sort of rank of players that BB team do have in their lineup. They're crushing it. 10 minutes in, 7-2, and they've got a 3K lead.
Much better stuff, and they always will have the Doom as well to target one of these heroes. If one guy's doing well and the others are struggling, you just Doom the guy that's doing well in every single situation. So definitely going to see Miero perhaps put some focus onto no one in these next few occasions. Every single time he walks up, bam, Doom, and then it'll feel pretty bad because Watson just, yeah, there's no really way to make plays around anybody else at this point on the side of Entity. They don't really have much team fight whatsoever on their draft, to be honest with you. The team fight kind of just comes from the supports. So yeah, definitely struggle. While BBT, they have a pretty good chunk of team fight, especially with the Grim and the Sand King having a good time. Because that Sand King matchup in the mid lane, even though no one did have that advantage, it's now completely caught up here for GPK. So let's see what Entity looks to do here with these next few moments, because yeah, the blink reveal, as you mentioned, no one, it was pretty much seen right away. That deep ward that they had from Toronto Tokyo got him caught, and it could just catch another smoke rotation, perhaps, if they look to make it. Passing the smoke, and they pop it, and yeah.
BB team.
Very crisp early game.
Let's see if they want to dodge the play or they want to sort of set up to punish the smoke. They could absolutely fight it. Yeah, they're going to bring more TPs in around the mid. They know this play's coming.
He has a point held too, so he can go for the Soulbind if the dive comes in.
They jump on a save, but indeed it's a bit of a bait. Underneath the tower, they have to pop the Stampede to retreat. TP's coming in. We'll see if they can still punish them despite the fact that Stampede was used. No one. Stampede wasn't enough to get him far enough away. The bugs are out upon him.
The Doom is not up for 8 seconds, so they can't quite get onto no one.
Yeah, he's going to be lucky to get away from that one. That was a bit of a close one, but they do get away. They don't, of course, get any sort of success with their jump, but at least they don't lose any lives.
Yep, and Stampede was used, so it's a Stampede to disengage next time. He won't be so lucky to get out after that move. They were super ready. I mean, they had the ward, so they saw the smoke coming in, so everybody just prepared. And good for Entity that they didn't run next to each other, because there could have been a situation where the Soulbind came out. As we saw Katomi, hold the skill point for that there. And they're going to look to make a move now. They have their blink on Sand King. Max stun as well. Being seeing more of this build now.
GPK on the hunt.
And they have good burst damage and good control between these two at the max inks well.
Like self for Katomi here. And triangle. And he's going to get the concoction out.
They'll just steal the stack. Good economy game so far. Radiance, it's coming up pretty soon for Nightfall. It's going to be one of the faster ones with not just a naked Radiance either. It's a phase, a corrosion, and that Radiance. So he's going to be able to get involved while Watson's needs a lot more time.
Yeah, still about what? 700 gold away from having the Maelstrom. It's been a very, very slow start for him this game on the Troll after a tough lane.
This mid game is going to be very difficult for Entity. They kind of have to do it as a unit to bring the stuff back, because when when the Radiance comes out, it's going to be 5 people running at them, and they will not have their Troll in a lot of these situations. So that 5v4 will come in.
And each and every time these smoke moves, BB team know what's up. He's been getting a lot done there. Indeed, that ward Toronto Tokyo. And he knew exactly what sort of part of the map Entity would look to try and make these plays from.
I mean, their ward game has been phenomenal. Whoop. And Toronto Tokyo will just scout them out immediately. So the wards that they had on the triangle earlier scouted the stacks. They were able to contest them and steal a couple. Now these other 3 wards that they've placed have seen every movement.
And they're just going to go for the center.
Inkswell to follow.
Silence to come in to make sure that there's no chance for a Stampede to be cast, and they kill him. The 3 of them take down what should be the tankier of the heroes that Entity have on their lineup. They're able to deal with him.
Beautifully done. And that's pretty much Nightfall's Radiance done. And he's already level 11. So super high level because he's been left alone, just sitting top, getting all the experience for himself. He's at the same level as the mid laners, if not higher. Good old Toronto Tokyo.
These walls, they really do see everything.
They see everything. All the moves.
They know exactly what Entity's doing, what sort of progress they're making on their items.
And they're getting these items now at this point to deal with the minus armor and stuff. Miero, he almost has his Shivas done, so he's already sitting at 26 armor. Yeah, no one is probably looking at him, he's like,
He doesn't want to go on it, really.
I don't think so. Not that close to the tower. Unless he's got a 3rd hero. 2 of them, I don't believe, can kill this.
Oh, they know it. They're not going to even try. They know they can't take the Doom down. That's definitely a concern at this point. You know, no one, he had a good lane, and he's still the one leading the way out of the cause of Entity's side, but very difficult for him to really go on any of PB Team's heroes. Yeah, Nightfall, a completely uninterrupted farm this game, and now pushing in on the mid, because he feels at this stage, with how far ahead they are, there's not really a lot that he's scared of.
No, he's the strongest hero on the map. There's no silences or anything he has to worry about. He will very likely get his rage off and be able to turn things. This has been pretty much flawless so far from BBT, and on to the next.
They've got the setup with the Inkswell. Silence again coming in. I mean, Safe playing it perfectly, making sure that there's no window for DM to get a Stampede off any of these times that they're going on him.
And he's got the Shard, I believe, now, right? Yep, so he's got Shard now as well on this Grimstroke. So versus the Corrosive Haze, versus any type of chain stun that Entity potentially has also, he'll be able to just bail them right out of it. They're getting quite a bit of momentum here, and Nightfall just is going to be able to play aggressive with this team. Watson's just going to have to farm, and hope for the catch-up, because the game is in a pretty difficult situation now.
This is going to be such a long time until he's able to fight.
Yeah.
Even when
he does, he's going to get doomed. He's probably, and then he'll start getting the focus of the Doom probably in every fight.
Yeah.
Or double Doom comes out.
Yeah, and if he tries to fight pre-BKB, he's also going to get potentially just used by GPK. And even if he does get in range of the Lifestealer, he's just not going to be doing much damage at all. Rage is going to be popped, and at this stage when you've just got a Maelstrom, that's not really going to do much against a Rage Lifestealer.
See what they can do. They're under vision. No one wants to try to find somebody. They have the Epi already getting revved up. GPK is
he's ready with
super
the counter
ready.
Play.
It's an Arcane Rune as well, too.
I mean, Entity's being careful. They know how risky it is to just go on any hero. Anyone that shows themselves at this point of the game on BB Team, they're not going to be making mistakes. They're showing because they have backup behind them.
They're baiting pretty much in every single one of those situations. Continuing to get that lead. It's growing more and more and more, too. The Doom is able to get all the farm. Shivas is so fast.
Yeah, solid stuff from Mira. Good to see, because we've seen Mira have a lot of rough games on the main stage, right?
Absolutely,
Didn't have a good couple of series previously, but coming in today on his Doom, he's looking to be back at the top.
Him and GPK, to be honest with you. They've been the two that I think me and you have been the most critical on, and they've definitely improved and definitely shown they can play with this lineup that's not the most common with the Grimstroke. And a D-ward as well. So besides just having great vision that they've been able to place throughout the game, they're even getting these D-wards, dictating pace. And for Entity so far, the name of the game has just been try to stack and recover, but they keep getting contested. They have a Blink also now in the Centaur, but who can they find? Not easy grabs anymore after they've all gotten these big items. Supports perhaps can get killed, but so far, Toronto, Tokyo, and Save are playing I mean, perfectly with their team just playing behind them.
Starting to step out as the fourth, and they're looking maybe to make a play on the top entity.
Can they find these squishier heroes?
Just prepared every single time. TPs are coming in. BB team know that
they have this ward that's deep. It saw them rotating
they get the
over.
Jump. They're going to go for the easy kill first. Make the jump straight over towards Fishman. Now they can turn over towards Katomi. He's going to try for the TP out, but the Yules is there. They'll get the two supports.
They can turn this into Roche soon too. Playing versus the Slardar lineup, being able to potentially take that one away. Gonna be huge. They're running away with this game completely. Entity, it feels like it's just full recovery. Try to find what you can do to recover this game because it's out of control. None of the rotations have worked, and BBT's wards, BBT's vision have seen every move coming. This one again, they saw them coming from the lower deep in the lane, from the ward that they have on the minimap you can see there, and then the one that catches them right there. So
yeah, this definitely feels like a game that indeed, if Entity lose, this is going to be one that after it, they got to boot up the replay and have a look where Toronto Tokyo's been getting all this vision down, because he can't get away with this in game two.
No, and look at this one too. They're already set up potentially for no one, not going to go for it. But another ward that they've placed down, not in the sneakiest of positions, but yeah, look, they just have coverage of everything.
This time Save getting the obs down in these deep spots, yeah. Both supports doing an excellent job of just making this a very nice and easy game for their cause.
I love their itemization so far too. He is playing versus Centaur, Slardar, Alk. Spirit Vessel's always going to be value. Go back for the Yules versus the Troll, even versus Centaur and Slardar. It's quite effective too. Yeah, loving their itemization, loving their gameplay so far. So for Entity, it's... I mean, where can they make a move? Since everything has gotten so sour for them, it's gonna probably be around no one's Aghanims that he has now, but still not easy, because they don't want to 5v5. Watson still doesn't want to turn up pre-BKB.
Smoke time from BB Team Miro. Ready to go with the Doom. They're going to find Katomi
immediately.
But Miro's just sort of
something else.
Wondering if he can find something else. I mean, GPK has got a bit of a setup onto no one, but the Stampede will allow no one to break away a little bit. Comes to an end though, and the Yules are still ready, so they're still going to be able to get him.
Don't even need to use the Doom. Quick and easy kill.
They can get this push going on the top lane. Look to take a tier 2.
The smoothest game we've seen from BBT.
No, in a while it feels.
It does.
Because this is what we knew that they were capable of. You know, this is what we've kind of been missing from them in the losses that they've had.
But this is beautiful. I mean, it's constant aggression. Even the Katomi can't even show to get this extra farm to farm up these Aghanims. Everybody who shows just gets gone on right away. Yeah, macro play's been really good. Whoever's making these calls on the side of BBT. It's applying a ton of pressure to Entity and not allowing them to catch up at all.
Miro, they'll drop the Doom down for that one, take a freebie.
Oh. With the pace of the game, don't blame him. Why not?
Yeah, because every other play hasn't needed Doom, really, has he?
Nope.
Absolutely, take a kill here or there. Just it's slowing down the Alex game, because that could be kind of a big part of the potential recovery of Entity, right? If indeed he can finish in Aghanims and get it given over to the Troll.
Yeah, overall can be pretty decent.
It's like it's something that could boost up his carry, kind of get Watson in a bit of a better position to fight.
Even gifted in Aghanims, he'll have the same net worth as the Lifestealer. That's how brutal this game really is so far. Nightfall. Yeah, great itemization too. It's kind of standard, right? Radiance Manta. Now he doesn't have to worry about send these illusions to also be pesky, but then also just gonna go AC, since most of that damage at this point now for Entity is just it's physical. So they're just all dressing it with armor. The lead just continues to grow. On to 10K. Roche is there for the picking whenever they feel like they want to go back for it, whenever they feel like they have a moment to go for it. So far, just feeling they can probably farm too much on the map to be able to just sack that much farm, but soon, I'd imagine they do go there. And Entity's just playing full recovery mode, or attempting to play that recovery mode. Everyone farming in their own separate positions. How long for Doom? 40 seconds.
Bloodstone done on GPK.
And then he can go back for his armor items if he'd like to. He actually got the Dragon Scale as well too, so he did get some luck in the neutral department, but he has some okay armor now in the Senking. Not great, but something at the least. And we'll go back for Lotus, and yeah, now they're backing up for that Roche. Great control. Watson does make the call that he wants to attempt to contest it. His BKB is done, so they do have that timing at the least, but do they make it in time?
I don't think they do. It's either way, it's not looking like they're grouping up in time to start that move. They're getting together around the triangle, but if they don't want to smoke and make some sort of play, they're not getting here anytime soon. Roshan already down to half HP. BBT, they'll be able to finish this one up long before Entity get anywhere close to the Roche pit.
They might, I mean, look at the line drawn. Watson's making the call that he does potentially want to just try to fight. Roche does go down.
I don't know. You don't want to fight into this.
I don't think so.
You know, sure, the game's not in a great position, but do you really want to take this sort of risky play if you're Entity into the Aegis?
They're going to try to put Vision down at the least, maybe get a pick off or two, but BBT's not giving them that chance.
Get your next items, wait for a high ground defense. Yeah, you don't want to be walking into them when they're picked up the Aegis like this. They're just not in a shape to fight them right now, Entity. They need to hope that the game goes on maybe a little longer and they can get another item, and then maybe they can sort of stand a chance with Watson at the front of the fight. You know, get this, what Aghanim's done on Katomi. He's pretty close, but 1,000 gold away from being able to get that Aghanims, being able to pass it over.
Feels like Watson needs the +1 item on top of the Aghanims to actually be able to fight back versus this troll.
For sure,
It really does, because
it needs a lot.
Yeah, these fights just look incredibly complicated, and if you do force fights on the side of Entity, then we'll see the double doom come out. It is inevitable that it will come out if Entity does look to force the issue. How close is he to having it? He's 300 gold away from that first Aghanims. But that does, it'll be pretty much AC finished at that point also for Nightfall. They're now pressuring these lanes, pressuring the towers too. Yeah, I really like the way they're itemizing. And playing as DM. Trying to play around it. Miero, he's on him.
Ooh, indeed, he's found him.
And they get the silence. Save is always there.
Yeah, I mean, it's the dream for Miero, because he's just never really needing to use the Doom. They can lock down and kill these heroes off without it every single time with a backup of supports.
Yeah, I really do think. I feel like Save and Miero just absolutely owned this game. They owned the bottom lane in a difficult position, made the rotations where Miero's just been able to save Doom for pretty much every single target that he needed it for. Yeah, the silences are clutch. This Grim pick is absolutely working to beauty. And it's a treat to see, because what we were saying, this hero has not had the best performance in a lot of these tournaments, so it's nice to see that it can still work well, even without getting double dooms off.
Yeah. And maybe it does sort of take someone like Save, who's also like a master tier level Grim, to make it work.
True.
But when it works, it works. As definitely feels like in particular caused a lot of issues for DM. You know, multiple times, and DM just getting Inkswelled into the Phantom's Embrace and just not getting to do anything on the Centaur. And we see, so far, Nightfall with his lifestealer not able to find a win, but this looks like this game may be the one where he's finally able to get one of those wins on the board here. This
yeah. And he's about to have AC. So then your Troll, your Slardar, pretty much your entire draft damage it's gone. No one. We'll be able to TP away, but 2 to 14.
We've had some one-sided affairs here today.
Quite a lot, yeah.
They have the stomps.
Their target again.
Arrows in. This time they'll drop the Doom down.
Okay.
They've got the backup coming in. GPK is in with the jump. No one's going to look towards Save, see if he can take the Grim out. He's in on top of him. We'll be able to find him. Watson.
Okay.
He's trying to kill off the Sand King. Does he have the damage to do something? Yours is going to be there. Nightfall's going to start working on towards no one. Watson's BKB soon to come to an end, so he's got to start considering retreating. He does still have the ult to rely on, and now he's ready to pop it. He's sent up in the air.
Nice
Fishman, he's popping the freezing field. Fishman getting low. They're taking him out. Now Nightfall turns over towards Watson. Burrow Strike comes in again from GPK. They kill Watson off. I mean, they get 2 kills there, Entity. That really was them kind of giving it their all. But it feels like at this point, giving it their all just ain't good enough, folks, with how far they are behind.
Great infest from Nightfall. He has Aegis anyway, so it's very inevitable that he's going to be able to clean up there. And they couldn't even bring down GPK. In the midst of 5 heroes, Bloodstone gets to Yule's reset, stun out, and go back in as well, too. That was a pretty all-in fight that they went for, too. That was the Ags timing. That was the BKB as well on the Troll. And
yeah, and just
kill one of the life.
Toronto Tokyo with the second Jules in that fight.
Yeah.
Very nice pick up this game for the Weaver.
Yeah, get from gameplay, like macro play, to observer ward play, to just itemization so far from BBT. It's been as clean as it comes.
See if they're at least able to get the Aegis out of him. They're not. Nightfall's just able to take the racks and walk away without any of them being able to do anything. So Nightfall, he's going to lose anyway in 40 seconds. Going for the Aghanims next.
but they've gotten quite a decent amount out of it. Gets 2 points only, and 2.6 doesn't look like the highest, but it is quite a bit of structural damage as we see there, and he's going to go eggs. So the answer for the troll, he already has answers for trolls. It's going to be a complete answer for the troll.
Yeah, between sort of the Doom and the Agnums infest.
They're going to try for GPK. He's a little split.
This time, surely they've got a chance of taking him down.
He's got the Bloodstone up.
He's got backup coming in, but GPK, he will be killed off this time.
All right, they do find a pretty big pick off. Nightfall. 8 seconds for Aegis.
With the rage to start getting away from them all. Have got any further way to chase him down? They don't. So Nightfall will escape, but indeed, killing off GPK, it's...
No one.
You want to try and get more.
Nightfall in the front lines. Rage is on cooldown for a second.
Get the stun onto him.
The Dooms.
Oh, Miro.
There they are.
He's going to turn. Indeed, they've got the soulbind onto both of them. Nightfall, he's running down the Centaur. Centaur, he's going to be taken out.
And Watson can't get away.
There's no escape for him.
Yeah, these two have just been flawless. Watch the Master at work indeed. Saving Miro. Impeccable performance. Perfect stun onto the two ideal targets. The Doom. Watson can do nothing. And that was them picking the fight. They really tried to push forward there. I believe the Doom had just come up, if I'm not mistaken, too, because it was just, it was like still on cooldown for a couple seconds, and then boom, as soon as it comes up, he catches the perfect grab.
How do they go about fighting into this? It's...
Playing around the cooldown, I think, is the best attempt, but it's still difficult, too, because now you're respawning and the Doom's going to start coming back up, but I think you might have to just go.
There we go.
Okay, thank you.
It's always nice when the enemy puts the Roshan timer or the Aegis timer in the chat for you, which I imagine is what that was.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not easy for them. Not easy for Entity. But yeah, 60 seconds until Doom does come back up, so if there's any windows that they are kind of looking for, it would be one to try, but they're split up and no one...
He's got BKB. He goes for the BKB TP. Nothing to put a stop to that. Doom's not available, so he's away.
That is his first BKB usage, if I'm not mistaken, though. So he does show up with a fresh BKB, does have to pop it instantly, and now probably can't take advantage of that Doom being on cooldown. They probably couldn't anyway, but it was one of those maybe chances that they could try to push forward for it. And now GPK, he has a Lotus, so he's got that big armor item to protect himself. That next time that they go on him, he might just survive versus 3 heroes. Entity. What's the next biggest? I mean, what's the next biggest item for Watson, really, in particular? He wants the S&Y just to be able to deal with if he does get doomed. But BBT's accelerating.
Yeah, they're ready to start taking kills outside the base. They actually even catch no one as well on this, as he's on the retreat.
Can he even get away?
But indeed, the BKB's on cooldown. Is he able to get away from this in time? He's not. He's gone. He's out for 70 seconds, no buyback on him.
They're going to look for at least a secondary set, maybe even 3. 60 seconds without the starter. Yeah, Entity needs everybody.
They can take so much here, BBT. The mid-Brax is going to be going down. It's going to be very hard to push them away with just the 3 heroes alive that Entity have. Up to the top lane.
Yep, they can get it all. High fives coming out from GPK.
So if they're able to pull together one final fight, Entity, they do not have the buyback available on no one.
Save in position too. They're ready for the double Doom. If they see a chance, they'll go for it.
Well, what's this stepping up? He's going to get focused first hit by Nightfall. We'll back away. There's the buyback. No one's actually going to go straight in with the BKB, jump in the backlines. He's looking for the Grimstroke.
He will
be able to
find
take
him.
Safe down. He's been infested for now by Nightfall. Now it comes to an end. They're in on top of Miro. Miro puts the BKB, but they've got it. Now over towards Nightfall. They've got the man's on retreat. GPK comes in with the Burrow Strike, and now Nightfall's thinking about turning. He's ready to go back in. Over towards Watson, caught by the silence. Watson goes down. He'll buy back straight away, but there's no one now for 100 seconds after that dieback. Fishman trying for the TPR. He'll manage to make it back to the safety of the base. Jump forward from Caterham. He gets the concoction out on towards the Grimstroke, but GPK, he's in with the stun. See if Nightfall can get back in on this. Is considering there's actually going to be a jump from DM over towards the backlines. Nightfall, he was waiting for it. Stays on the high ground, is ready to turn his attention straight over towards the Centaur. DM's gone.
On to the next.
And now they go over for Caterham. He get the easier, squishier kills. The Alchemist falls. They still have buybacks to play with. They're going to come in with the 2 more of them.
Here comes GPK's healing.
And they're diving the base. Watson, he's been caught by the silence. The Burrow strikes in. He's out again. Dead for 90 seconds. GG is called. BB team. Finally, with a beautiful game from them here on the main stage, It's what we've been waiting for.
It's what we've been waiting for a long time.
And this just sort of delivers on all fronts from them here. Yeah. This was fantastic stuff all across the board from BB Team.
Yeah, tons of credit. I have to give it, of course, to Save in particular, making this Grimstroke look absolutely phenomenal. It made it look like, wow, why isn't this hero picked more, right? Every single place that he was, they were getting a kill because he has this coverage of silence. They're able to save Doom in so many situations, and they won the lane versus the CM Troll, and not only just won it, they dominated that lane.
Yeah, he just didn't get that early farm, Watson. He was always farming, playing from behind because that tough start in the lane. And, you know, look at the other lanes as well, right? GPK, you know, sure, no one might have had the edge in the 1v1. As you said, he got given a bottle. GPK played it cool, and he came back to the game, as we've seen many Sand King mids do, 4-2 and 15, and causing a lot of havoc for them in those later team fights. They tried to get their BKBs, Entity tried to fight around them, but BB Team, they just had too solid of a lead and were too just on point with the timings and the vision, right? It completely shut down the ability for Entity to make any sort of those crucial smoke plays to get back in the game.
It really was just everything across the board. It was, like I said, it felt like one of the cleanest games that we've seen from BBT after they've had quite a bit of difficulties, at least closing games out. This one, they made it look real clean. Objectives from objective to objective, itemization as well too. Yeah, it was one of the better games that we've seen, and definitely a big credit to the Grimstroke and the Doom just being able to really crush a CM Troll lane that literally made it so Watson was just in recovery mode for 30 minutes.
Yeah, it really was. Well, Entity, I'm sure we can expect more from them because we've seen more from them. So game 2, I'm pretty hopeful that we'll get a bit of a closer one. I said we've had a few stomps today. BB Team continuing that trend after we had it coming in from XG earlier with the 2 against Aurora. Now this game 1, Entity just never really having a chance to work their way back into it. We'll see if game 2 changes things up, or if BB Team, they might be the sort of the beginning of their hot streak here.
Entity up against BB Team. I mean, it was a tough one for Entity. The draft never really having a chance in there. Owen was just saying it before. But most importantly, you guys didn't like the swap over to Lifesteal right at the end, even though we talked about comfort over meta.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't a huge fan in the beginning, but it doesn't really matter if you win your 2 lanes very handedly. I feel like in this game in particular, the Troll Warlord and the Crystal main lane should have done much better versus the Doom Grimstroke lane. It went really poorly for them, and then the Weaver support, they came down as well. Added 3 heroes to the mix. Watson just couldn't have a game.
Yeah.
Mid lane was really going well for this.
4, which was like a 70%, but it has fallen off completely. We've been seeing pretty much no Ember Spirit picks across the board from anybody here. They want to finish this off because they want to have a little bit more mixed damage and a bit more early aggression is what that tells me from Entity. And you heard it from Mastini himself. They want to have better lanes because that, last game, the game was decided not like completely off the lanes, but pretty much. It was quite convincing, especially that top lane, which is the one we'll have to keep eyes on. Of course, Save and Miero working their magic. Save playing another one of his master tier 4 positions that can do a lot of work. We saw, of course, Jin Q as well, too, playing the Lion versus a Weaver, which, of course, it feels excellent when you get to play this double disable versus a Weaver, but they do round up the draft with an Ember, so that can also make Save's job even better, too, to be able to get this extra catch versus Ember Spirit.
Entity, they're going to get proactive very early here. Smoke up, ready to find first blood if they can.
They want to get an advantage in this game and try to press forward with it for sure. Because BBT's draft, as the game goes on, it scales very hard.
Who are they going to go for? They're kind of split. Yeah, they're not going to be able to find anything here, Entity. Nope. Not able to catch BB Team. BB Team play it cool.
But they'll get 3, right? 3 bounties for that Entity.
Yeah, they will actually, yeah. So there we go. And we got a little bit of a lead to start things off. This time, Entity, they need what they could get. They did have a rough game 1. And talk a bit about this as well. So obviously with the Ember Spirit coming in as the last pick, we heard the panel, right? They were kind of discussing alternative carry options. Obviously that didn't come through in the last pick, and it does stay with Watson playing the TA in the safe lane. What were sort of the main concerns then? Do you also share them when you're trying to run the TA as the safe lane carry this game against this lineup?
I think it does put them on a bit of a timer, or at least like they need to get a big advantage and kind of snowball off of that one, because if not, I mean, we'll see the the Spirit for a second run across the map, but if not, the Ursa in particular that they were suggesting, that's one that can scale as the game progresses massively versus that 1v1, that core-to-core matchup. So I think that's what they were kind of looking for, just having that extra snowball, playing around this Ember to be able to dictate tempo. Because what they ideally want is to have better lanes, get tempo around the map, get an early Roshan, and kind of close that game pretty early on. But BBT, definitely a lineup that can fight back early.
Absolutely.
It's not super greedy by any means. Expand and Doom can be a little bit greedy if they do make some mess-ups in the laning phase, but if they don't, it should be okay.
Yeah, GPK, I imagine, is going to be pretty active. We saw how well he was able to do in that last game after having not an easy matchup against no one in that mid lane. Well, we have no one in that game 1, getting the solo kill against GPK.
Indeed. I think I'm gonna see. I actually need to check. When was the last time? Let me check one quick thing.
Bottom lane. Pretty much entirely physical there between the two lineups in these early trades. We'll see if.
It is an immense amount of physical damage.
Can these two, you know, with this weave of Pango lane, is there the opportunity for them to get kills, or is it unlikely against the Snap, Sven?
I think they can get aggressive. I've been seeing these Pangos just being able to push the issue quite a bit here, and it's a lot of minus armor between these two. Weaver also, hero. Level 2, you're essentially level 3 hero, as we always like to say, so.
I mean, they're level 2, but like, the hesitations on trying to make any sort of immediate move at the moment from Entity, so. Seems like with this setup, they don't feel this is one of those lanes where you do hit the 2 and then you go.
Yeah, I think Nightfall getting Warcry, you know, sometimes you do see the cleave, a lot of times, especially if you're playing versus that minus armor, it's a little
mid
to his mid. No, he does it again.
I mean, he was doing it last game, he does it again this time. And this time, he doesn't even die. He's able to walk away alive.
And this time, he doesn't have a free bottle from his ally either.
I mean, we said, you know, last game, it was sort of eyes on no one to try and do something crazy to carry the game after a strong start in the mid. Wasn't able to do it. I would dare to say that on an Ember Spirit, if he gets a good start, this hero, right, it's much easier.
Absolutely, and what a play from Owen. Body blocks, GPK tries to big play with a branch, but gets eaten right away. And it was perfect timing for Noan because he's able to back up and get the double water rune for the refill. Heads up play from this Ember. And the panel talked about it quite a bit here, is this Ember Spirit. You look at the lineup that he's got around him, it's tough to even think of lineups that are better with an Ember, because everybody applies minus armor. TA, Weaver, and the Pango apply it, and then ET also is a classic old combo with the Ember, because you're amplifying the magical, and if you get close, of course, that physical as well, too. And yeah, so far we do see. No one is one of those ones that has been putting that win rate up on the Ember Spirit.
Because what we said with the overall win rate was around, it was like 70, 60 something, right? With a decent amount of games.
67% across 40 games. So.
That is, in terms of kind of win rates you see at tournaments, with that quantity of games, that's pretty rare, right?
Yeah.
You don't get that high usually with that.
Especially with like the fact that this hero kind of, it just disappeared. we were seeing it so much early on, and then the rise of the Sand King kind of came out. People maybe deterred from picking it because of that, but yeah, it's been seeing less and less of it, so kind of get blessed, of course, to see what no one's able to do with it after he gets a first blood. He is, of course, going to be playing versus a Doom, versus a Lion. There's going to be a plethora of disables he's going to have to deal with in the mid-game, but so far off to a good start. Watson, it was a slow start for him again in the top lane, or in the safe lane.
Yeah, I mean, would you sort of consider TA an easier hero to catch up on farm compared to a troll if you have a slower starting lane?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely. You can just go straight to jungle, get the stacks going, you can work on them very easy, one of the best stack takers.
So yeah, Watson maybe not going to be too concerned with the fact that the lane is not proven to be easy. Something that we're definitely seeing, Miro and Save, if they're on the same level of players they were bringing last game. I think the expectations were always going to be there for Entity that whatever they draft top lane, it's going to be tough.
And these pullbacks do end up happening so that the TA is going to be able to get that extra farm under the tower there too. So nicely done there from Fishman. They will pull it off though. Miro will be able to grab that aggro, but yeah, I think Watson does want to have a bit of a better time up here though. They didn't even heard it from Mastini there. Okay. They do want to be able to have some better lanes. So the fact that Miro is just free farming up there is very, very good for the side of BBT. And so far, the Sven bottom is actually just free farming as well, too. The Pango's getting good farm as well, DM. But DM could get brought down if he's not careful of his positioning, especially right now.
Set things up here. Little Shredder coming in, but he gets the shield crash off. He's actually attempting to stand his ground here, DM. Katomi is around. It's just a very hard lane for anyone to die in.
It does feel like it.
Like they've both got sort of protective measures to save one another between their shield crash, between the war cry on the other side of things.
Especially if, I mean, trying to Tokyo levels up the scatter blast and then just misses it because he does have the full bore facet. So he's trying to line up those as Fishman looks to make an early aggressive move.
I mean, with the bugs, if they can get in with the bugs, they should be ready to dive pretty strong.
They don't have creeps though, so.
Yeah, it's a bit awkward. Fishman shows himself, kind of reveals his hand, and BBT aren't going to have. They're going to be like, okay, now what?
That was a bit of an interesting rotation from Fishman. I guess he just feels like the top lane is over. He can't really contribute too much because the thing is, if they dive there, a Lion TP's in, and then there's a double disable, and you're likely to just get killed there. So.
Talking about the Lion save.
That one.
He's kind of got his hands full here. And backup's going to come in from Katom. He gets the bugs out. They're going to be able to take the one of them. GPK Also ticking down his armor to the bug, so turn around with an avalanche, but the slight is going to hit pretty hard, and they just need the right clicks alone. GPK will put the stick charges, but he is absolutely dead as this mid lane continues to be a beautiful part of the map for Entity. No one, as I was saying earlier, you put him on an Ember Spirit, give him a good start, he is much more likely to be able to carry your game as opposed to having a good start on a Slardar. The Ember, this hero can take over.
And let's be honest, this is more of a no one hero. You know, when you think of no one, you think these pucks, these storms, these embers. Slardar, yeah, it's a strong hero, but when you're thinking of no one, these are his bread and butter, these spirits. So enabling him nicely and looking to steal the Wisdom Rune save.
I mean, he might be able to
stun, but he might need help.
Yeah, he can definitely dive for this. Bringing in a lot of backup save.
Nice
stun out, so they'll be able to secure the Wisdom. I mean, no one's going to try and fight. He wants to try and at least get the kill on save before he has to back out of this. Going to turn over towards Miro. Maybe he can't now that save's backed up under the tier 2. It's a bit risky. And indeed, no one will bail out of their back towards the mid lane.
What a stun. Beautiful double stun coming out from the Lion there to ensure that they do get that Wisdom Rune. DM will back up, get his own teammates that Wisdom Rune from themselves too. Is a 3-0 right now. Playing nicely with the Ember Spirit, and overall, Watson is starting to get that free farm up top.
He really is. He really is for sure. Keeping up, if anything, just slightly ahead of that of Nightfall. Nightfall will put the God Strength, start to speed up the farm himself. Top lane, looking towards Miro, but the trap. There's a lot of backup saves here. In fact, they just turn straight away. It was a bit of a bait there from Miro. As they are able to draw the attention of Watson in, they just turn and kill him off underneath the Doom. Watson getting a little bit baited there.
Save does it again, in the right place at the right time perfectly. Top rune, GPK. Dodges the stun, there's a roll.
See if he can dodge these bounces with the Rolling Thunder. He can't, he's gonna get caught by the first and the second. And I was able to try quite finish him off though. GPK is back over towards the tier 1. Another slight change comes in from no one. They really want to finish off GPK, but they might not get the chance. GPK keeping at the edge of the fight. Fishman goes down. And DM and no one, no one.
Ooh, he's thinking about it.
He's thinking about it, but that's a little too deep.
These crash landings, huge damage. No one barely survives the initial guy. What, he had 50 HP or something, almost gets brought down. Miro.
This time he doesn't have the Doom to sort of keep himself safe offensively, but looks like it doesn't matter. They know if we're going to dive. He even throws out the tip to Katomi. Katomi lays down the bugs on him and says, well, you know, yeah, what are you going to do with that? You're not going to dive me, you're not going to kill me. Nice
little recoveries from BBT after that 3-0 start from Entity. So nice little crisp start, crisp rotations. That 2K lead down to less than 1K immediately. And these, I feel like this might be the two fastest, I want to say, flash farmers at the moment in the safe lane. It feels like if they do get left alone just for a few moments, been seeing these Svens and TAs just rack up the net with. So these two are definitely going to have some very good farm coming in for them. Support levels, level 5 on Toronto Tokyo Lions, still quite not quite 5 either. So a little bit better experience on the side of Entity right now in the supports. That XP, or that the farm on Miro, it's looking really nice. DM falling a little bit behind on that front. And always eyes on when the Doom is up, 20 seconds. It's gone for the Helm build. Save. He's actually just going to be able to walk away here, but they're going to focus their attention on the stacks.
See if no one's able to clean this up. GPK turns in with the avalanche and the toss. Looks like we'll still be able to secure most of those there. GPK with the combo.
Is there any stacks on the opposing side? Looks like a couple of them were cleared out from DM. Stack contesting feels like it's just happening so much in these games. This stack's still so valuable. Maybe you have, 10 on one side, 4 on the other. Looking to keep accelerating things. I mean, both sides just playing quick. Both sides looking to react to each one of these moves.
I mean, Save can get the opening onto no one. They should have enough stun lockdown.
He's got a shield rune.
Oh, he does actually. Is that going to save him? It looks like it will.
It will.
In fact, he's ready to fight back. So the shield rune goes off. No one's able to fight back, and they're able to take down Toronto Tokyo.
Baited.
Absolutely. The bait's going both ways this game.
Perhaps they thought they'd be able to do it, but he's able to pop that shield rune in between the stuns.
Yeah, must be sort of a fraction of a window to do so. What was it? Sort of maybe through the avalanche instances.
Yep. He's able to get that one off. Now they have Catapult, and they have 3 heroes here to build the pressure. Good rotations. I mean, both teams matching each other's movements nicely here. Nice and even early game we've got going on. GPK will get the bottle filled again. Oh, and I mean, it's been a bit of a mix, of course. He does go for the treads this time around on the tiny, so wanted to get maybe a little bit more attack speed.
That can be nice. So something to also help out, I guess, against the bugs from the Weaver. Get them off you quicker.
Yeah, I mean, he's still hard as a tiny, but either way, once he's getting that scaling. Making rotations, they've got the Doom available. He's got Veil also done. Veil plus Crash Landing. The damage in these team fights, the magical damage now at this point from BBT, it's going to start getting accelerated quite high. Save. Getting caught in the mid again. It looks
very dead.
Back up that 2K, Entity. Getting some nice moves. Nightfall. He's been sticking around bottom a lot. Level 10 on the Sven.
BB team gearing up to take down the tier 1 tower top. Doesn't look like Entity. I mean, do they want to try and show some sort of defense? They do have the 2 supports hovering around. Yeah,
they're starting to rotate over. 6 is grabbed on the ET. No one has a regen rune. He's making his way up. I believe he has the Maelstrom done too in a second.
Yeah, it's on his way out right now. Hammer.
They're going to stop going for the push.
You have to be careful that they're pushing. As you say, if no one's able to turn up to a fight, the 2 supports have managed to set up. This Ember Spirit's going to be kicking out a lot of damage.
They're contesting every single one of GPK's kind of just jungle backups, because GPK, his net worth is starting to struggle because of all these invasive plays that Entity's been able to do with the 2 supports. GPK wants to try to get this Blink Dagger as fast as possible, but it is starting to get delayed a lot here from these moves. Every single time he shows, they look for him. Even a slight little poke onto the tower there from no one. The stacks are definitely adding up. That's where that gold difference is. I mean, a lot of it is coming from 5 to 2, a couple kill gold, but a lot of these stacks just being made. It's allowing these supports to get richer and richer. You see the net worth really displaying that. 2,800 on Weaver, 25 on ET versus their counterparts. Looking for a fight. DM does not get stunned. Able to poke and reset.
Hard for BB team to sort of start a fight here. They'll push them back momentarily with the fortification.
They're just trying to stall this tower push as much as possible, but Entity's still in the area to keep going for it. They have an annoying poke lineup between the Ember, the Pango, and the ET. They're just constantly yeah. I mean, any lineup with Ember does feel like it always has obnoxious poke. They will hold on to the tower there, though. Blink now done it for Watson. Very, like, pretty much even net worth as him as the Sven. Keeping up that pace.
Incredibly fast timing as well for DM there, we can see with the Asher build up.
Doing the same build that we saw from XXS earlier.
It worked out very, very nicely. And these sort of passive moments, Entity definitely making that much more of them this time round.
Yep, they have the deaths already on Watson too. So lanes have gone pretty well. They've got these stacks going, and for BBT, they did not get nearly as many of those stacks going. And so far, this time from Save, it's a much quieter performance on the Lion, at least in this early game. He's found a couple okay rotations, but now 0 and 2 unable to find much, and he's just been hunted down.
Sort of the dreams of getting to Jinkyu level of what the drums into Shadowblade seems unlikely with the sort of start.
Definitely.
Slower here. We got to finish off the tier 1 top. BB team, and this will be the Blink Dagger timing on GPK. So BB team, nice deny there. Katomi actually able to get in and deny that top tower.
Okay. Trying to lock him down. The stomp will
it's
connect.
A good setup. He's got a lot of backup. They come in with the rolling time. The cookie will not quite get him out. The Earth Splitter, it still catches him. That's GPK gone.
Nice moves, Entity. They're getting the farm, making aggressive plays, and they can go for Roche at any moment with their draft. With that Deso finished up, Watson, he's got that charge already.
And they're absolutely getting those timings, that sort of snowball effect that the panel said they needed to do so with the draft.
Just got to keep up that pressure. They do have a blink now on GPK, but it's come out quite late. 15 minutes is not one of the faster ones. They put a lot of attention to slowing down, and it's worked so far. And the supports are quite rich. And yeah, all this minus armor can absolutely... Look, one little fight, they can just go straight into that Roche pit. So absolutely looking to set up on the top.
And you think they will look for a little fight first rather than just go for it straight up?
Yeah, I mean, if they're given the opportunity. The lane right now is in a position where they probably want to get a catch first. And Nightfall.
And he's on his own.
There's a Weaver coming in as well.
They're kind of tentative entities. Like, is this Sven really on his own? I mean, he was for the most part. Now BB Team's sort of had the time to catch up to him. Miro's been able to come in from the side, drop the Doom down onto no one.
Can he clean him up, though?
Not quite. No one's going to be able to break away from the Doom, so no one should be perfectly fine as the Doom comes to an end.
The Nightfall will be able to get himself away. We see the Spirit Vessel coming out, of course, from Katomi. Ton of damage being done onto this Sven, and, I mean, all 3 cores strength, so it's going to be great there. The Nightfall able to survive, back up, get that farm going. Yeah, very soon definitely we'll see a potential Roche Force. And no one, he does have the Gleipnir also finished up, so triple core timing that's going to be very nice to be able to play aggressive. And these supports in particular on the side of BBT they're pretty fragile. And this Ember Spirit can definitely get to them very easily with all the information gatherers, pretty much. An ET Spirit and a Weaver can see these 2 supports.
Talking about the Weaver. Time-lapse just in time. As if they can still get him. They've got the Hex, but GPK, he's in trouble. The rest of the team on BB Team are having to back away. They can't help their Tiny. And now with the Stomp coming in, I mean, the supports are going to suffer as well. BB Team, they lose 3 heroes. Kataomi there with the quick time-lapse to come in around the finger, keep himself alive. 3 heroes dead on BB Team. They are really on the opposite side of things as opposed to what we had in that game 1. It's really switched on his head this series.
And he's really starting to snowball the game quite massively here.
We'll check this out again. Kataomi planning, did they not have any sort of further lockdown? They had the Avalanche and Save trying to go straight for the finger because there was a heavy amount of burst coming in with the finger and the toss. It just wasn't enough to quite kill him.
No, Save maybe just thinking he couldn't actually get in range to be able to get that impale.
I think he was right. Yeah, I think he had to go for the finger play. The impale time would have taken too long to get him anyway. So they gave it a shot, but wasn't a strong enough shot to take down that Weaver.
Yeah, they have to do it like much better there to be able to go for that kind of stuff. They have to go for like the perfect chain stun. They have to either toss the Weaver to be able to get that follow up, or yeah, unlikely they'll get that kill. Entity responds again, bringing the force, bringing the squad. They're getting these stomps onto these heroes. Fishmen again. We're seeing more of this build. 4 points in the stomp. It's great with this lineup.
Look at that here. No one. 10 seconds faster than fastest out 111 matches.
Wow.
Sometimes we get these records come up, it's like 10 matches, 20 matches. Now they have 111 matches. This is the fastest Gleipnir that you will have seen.
And he's got a Void Stone, and he's got a haste now to be able to just pressure Toronto Tokyo. In trouble. Very dead.
I mean, he's hesitant. There's backup, but there's not going to be any way that they keep this Rolling Thunder off them. Another Sleight of Fist comes in to finish off the job, take down Toronto Tokyo. BB Team, they're kind of panicking. They're like, what do we do? They're going to drop down the Doom onto no one, but he's able to back out of the fight. Mira gets dragged back in by the Earth Splitter. Nightfall's trying to attempt to bring down DM. We'll get him with the BKB and the God Strength.
But it's a BKB TP out.
Now, at least TP out to the lane, so he can continue his farming now.
It is a nice one.
I tell you what, overall though, it does feel like after we had that splendid game 1 from BB Team, this game 2, it's kind of back to what we were seeing from them in the other series, right? Where it's going to be one of these games where Nightfall is going to try his best to carry the team. Mira and GPK, they're going to maybe start falling behind. Have they got enough lockdown?
He played way too aggressive.
There we go. Okay, and that's a big one there as well. Probably a shame for them that the cores didn't get it. Save gets it. I mean, he won't say that's a shame. He's going to say, right, now start to do my best sort of Jin-Q impression and get the Shadow Blade queued up.
He's going to go Blink.
He's going to go.
He wants the instant catch so they can get the
They need the instant catch, right.
Yeah. GPK finally gets something going for himself. He's having a tough one. No game. Yeah, literally no game so far. 1-4-2 with the Blink reveal. Now gets something at the least, so does chunk that net worth down quite massively, to be honest. That was a pretty big misplay there from no one. Jumping back into his Remnant, don't think he expected them to be waiting.
Sure, that was what his first death this game.
First one.
After, as we saw moments before, smashing targets, smashing timings. And we're getting a little too comfortable with the state of the game.
But GPK absolutely is struggling like we were seeing some of these other games. He is getting a lot of attention onto him too, right? They were bringing 3-4 heroes to do it, but he has struggled a lot in this one. Miro too. A couple of these Dooms unable to really secure that kill. Pushes them away from getting,
it takes no one out of the fight.
Takes them out of the fight, but yeah.
It does.
It has killed them a couple times here. Is that another deny, Katomi? That's a secondary tower deny, if I'm not mistaken.
He got both of those.
All these little things do add up. How many bounty runes have they claimed, too? I feel like I've been
we could bring that up.
Yeah, because I feel like
we got a graphic for that. Bring it up.
Them grab a lot of bounties, because of the.
There we go. Look, what the?
Oh yeah. Okay.
That's a lot of money.
That's what I was gonna say, because I feel like I just constantly saw bounty rune for Entity. So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
20 minutes and 15 against the one. You don't see that often.
No.
That is an incredible amount.
So they got bonus gold from the tower denies, bonus gold from the bounties as well too. It's an AK lead, so that's not the only thing, but between the stacking, between these things as well too, that is potentially a lot of that gold lead that's been going there for Entity. So cool stuff. Let's see. I didn't think it was going to be 15-1. I knew it was a lot, but okay. They'll make their way bottom. That Roche do have the Orb of Destruction as well onto Watson, so this is brought down easily. No way that there is a chance for BBT to contest. And they'll keep that ball rolling. Watson, level 17 now at this point. Sven, Nightfall is keeping up in the levels. That is the big thing to point out. Same thing with that farm. It's neck and neck. We saw what he was able to do last time also on this Sven when they were playing versus Tundra. He was quite explosive. There's still a chance here, of course, for him.
GPK, Echo Saber complete. It's not working on the BKB, but indeed still having to play the catch-up game on the Tiny.
Just never feels too great. You want to be able to get that advantage, get that quick early conda kind of thing coming out here, so it's going to be a lot slower for GPK, and the BKB is going to be very slow unless they start getting some big kills coming out here. Anytime he shows, they're going to go for him. They also have the mech on the snap, so they do have some good stuff coming together here for the side of BBT. Just they are playing versus this Aegis right now, and we're seeing the itemization. I believe I see some Lincolns being queued up since they're playing versus that Doom. It's going to be very effective versus the Doom and the instant catches of the Lion if they do want to go down that route. And Katomi, definitely have to highlight him in this game. Kind of like Save was able to do in the last game on the Grimstroke, Katomi now on this Weaver has been kind of everywhere. 3-0 and 4-7 of their kills because of him, and he's got, I love his itemization. It's a Vessel into an Atos for that extra catch.
You're right.
They are surrounding him, but he gets the blink out.
Oh, just in time as well. That Gluttony was coming straight for him. That's going to try and fight back there. In with the jump immediately on towards DM. They're going to let the burst through the Pango. They've got him. Pango's gone. Nightfall's already in on the back lines. He's looking to chase down Fishman. See if he can continue to stay on top of him. Fishman go for the TP out. Nightfall, can he find him? He can. He's in with the big hits there. Comes in with the 943 damage crit to take him out.
Ooh, what a blink there from Yarrow. Just resetting. DM gets out of position. No hesitation. BBT strike back. That's the timing there of Entity having the Aegis. BBT are striking back nicely. A 2K lead or 2K swing for them during this Aegis so far.
Check this out again. I mean,
quick moves,
very
quick
close to them to be. Okay, we're actually just going to watch the crit coming in at the end. Bam!
It looked nice. He didn't even need the crit, but it looked beautiful.
A little bit of a shake-up. Nightfall definitely showing that he's ready to carry them.
He can do this. It's hard, but he can do it. You know, his hero is, there's a reason they wanted it versus all this physical damage.
Yeah.
This Warcry definitely going to get better and better as the game progresses, especially once he's able to get that shard as well, just being able to help out these kind of squishier supports that he has. Entity still, of course, in the lead, having a good advantage here with two of their cores. They don't want to let up on this game too much because it is quite a snowball draft that they do want to be able to play around.
For sure, yeah. They've got to respect this fan and the potential that Nightfall's going to be able to bring later down the line. Katomi. He's got set up. No one's going to have follow-up. And he's going to get left on his own here, GPK. They're just going to let this Tiny go.
Good. Save, waiting for somebody to perhaps show. He doesn't have help of anybody, though. There's a bounty rune there, though. Could grab it. Get that money. Nightfall, almost level 22. Probably the timing that they might be playing around as well. That 10 armor is going to be pretty massive versus all this physical damage. How long left on this Aegis as well? 90 seconds for no one. He'll have the Lincolns finished up. Starting to strike back here during this timing. Finding that Tiny, slowing him down again. GPK still having a rough one.
They were definitely considering going for that on the bottom lane. I mean, they may still do so if Katomi shows once more.
He'll be able to get out.
Saving Nightfall. And Nightfall, yeah, very close to the Daedalus.
They want to find a big target. They have a ton of disable between these two. So they'll have the damage provided from Nightfall. Who are they going to find?
One DM maybe. Is he going to show there? I'm going to start to step up for GPK. Here comes the backup. Nightfall get caught by the trap silence though. Bit awkward for him to close the gap. Save also has to be careful.
And these kisses connecting onto absolutely nothing either. No one.
Get the chain set up. Blind Mirror as well, but underneath the tier 2 and no one. There's no one man, of course, does still have the Aegis. 30 seconds left until it expires and he gets that refuel.
They're just being annoying. I mean, they're not going to be able to get this kill onto Nightfall, but they're trying to poke that BKB out of him, perhaps. But he's patient. TA traps could be a potential gem bought early on that we could see from BBT to just try to deal with this pressure that the traps do apply, as we saw there. Sven can get kited. BBT looking to strike perhaps as this Aegis is going to get reclaimed. 1 second and it's gone. See who they can find.
Yeah, around these traps, though, is hard. Entity, they've got the information, they're setting up.
And they've got BKB on the TA, and it is a shard on this TA too. So these traps are annoying.
And no one's going to go straight in. He's going to get the chain set up onto the two of them. They take the control on towards Nightfall. Rolling Thunder comes in from DM. They're taking out Save. Now with the Rolling Thunder towards Nightfall. He's first down to half HP. He's got a BKB TP. There's no fight to be had here for the Sven. GPK gets left behind. Triple kill for no one.
What an initiation. What, did he catch 4 heroes with the Gleipnir plus the chains? Literally onto everybody. What a jump.
Yeah, he was just straight in there. As soon as he saw a chance to go with them as grouped up as they were. So immediately in on top of them.
BBT, in order to have success in those type of fights, they have to get the initiation. If they get gone on it, Save dies instantly. The problem with Lion does sometimes happen there. There's so much explosive damage. You didn't even get to see him for a second. He just died in a heartbeat. Nightfall has that work cut out for him. The lead does climb right back up to that 10,000 again. After BBT did get a little bit of stabilizing, it quickly goes back to Entity when they find that type of catch. I mean, wards, traps, these type of things are very difficult to play when you're playing behind. Seeing all of BBT every time they step out. They'll get that D ward, but it's a huge fight win for Entity that they can potentially look for this Wisdom Rune steal as well. Looking to play very aggressive around their vision.
Nightfall.
They're going to look to try to go again. They still have the Doom at the ready.
Yeah, hard for Nightfall to lead the way. Mirror has to be the one to go first. And he's going to make the jump in with the opening stun. They get the follow-up from Save. Nightfall moves in. Can they burst through him? They can. They take Kataomi out. And now Entity, they're thinking about fighting back. No one comes in with the side. The gliding onto the two of them. They're in. They get the perfect angle to completely control Nightfall. As the two of them, Nightfall and Save, they end up dying there for their efforts to take down Kataomi's Weaver.
No BKB on the Sven. Can't get himself away. The little bit of trap silences and delays to be able to get the kill allows the team to follow back up. DM, good angle coming in with this Pango. He's having quite a good game on this Pango. And that synergizes so well with their draft. Just so much physical damage. These heroes just melt. Watson. Considering jumping.
In 30 seconds without that main man, without Nightfall. It's very difficult for BB team to do much about slowing down Entity. Just continue to take over the map.
Yeah, they're not finding these connections that they were able to that last time, getting these Doom catches, these Inkswell kind of follow-ups and everything. Save, as we were saying, just a much harder game for this Lion to provide the same type of utility. He goes in and he's just deaded pretty much instantly every time. GPK.
Oh. No one. Is he going to try for it blind? Right. GPK is able to TP out.
And no one just really pushing the limits of his hero because he has this Lincoln's. Does have to still be a little careful just if they can find him too far up, because they can pop that Lincoln's, but so far it's only been that one slip up so far from Noan. It's been a pretty flawless game from him. Making so much space for Watson. Level 22 now on the TA, getting closer and closer to Daedalus. Has an Elven Tunic too. One of the best items you can find on this when you're playing versus Sven, because you can't itemize versus that evasion for a long time. Smoke on smoke action.
I believe your team feel that they've got a bit of a step up in power now that the BKB's done on GPK.
They need to get a good and clean initiation, or this fight's going to be completely disastrous. Entity have much easier ways to start fights.
Yeah, ideally we'll be just bursting either the Ember or the TA.
Yeah, pretty much any one of these cores feels necessary for BBT. No one.
Smoke coming in from the side.
Poke will start.
Who's going to jump first? They'll dispel the smoke from one another. Re-smoke up from Entity.
Entity's going to be the one to buy the gem themselves. Looking to take out any of that bit of vision that BBT does have. BBT re-smoke as well. Looking to play around the ward.
Save stepping up. He tries going with the blink, but he misses. He gets caught by the root. Save's gone. Tries for the initiation, but he'll die. Mira's able to jump over to the back lines and find Fishman, so a support for support to start things. Miro, caught by the chains. He's going to get cookied out the side and put the BKB. He's going to hold back on throwing down the Doom. He's going to see if he can drop it down now with the Lincolns.
What a play from no one.
It was there. Thrown down on Watson, able to block it. And with that, 3 dead once again on BB team.
He knows that he's going for the TA too, and he just immediately throws it onto him there. Save, got baited. DM, nice play. He waits, pops the Manta, blinks out, ends up hexing the illusion.
Look at that. Nightfall, he has to BKB TP. He was trying to run back to safety, but a trap was set up for him, and of course they've got control. That was the outpost to TP over to Entity, so they were ready to cut him off.
The Nightfall. 3 times we've had to see him just BKB TP out, and now 80 seconds, no BKB. Entity will be able to find an amp damage up top. Great play from DM. Nice little bait play. I've got to see him do it.
Got to be some crazy toss-back plays by the looks of it, you know, for this game to sort of stand a chance for BB team. They're down 16k right now. Everything going the way of Entity.
Yeah, starting to really look like they're going to have to go into those desperate measures as they're not able to find much in these fights at all. Entity's ease of the fight just looks so much better. Anyone they catch just dies instantly from all this minus armor. And Save a few times now. The initiations just don't go his way. Roche goes down, Aegis, Banner. They can look to press that advantage. 16k gold lead. Could look to start closing this out potentially soon. Now look for another fight. Do they have vision in this area? Not quite, but they could look to even just contest because that Tormentor, they might just chase up here. They know where they are. They're circling them immediately. And Katomi, another small thing, but does go back for, instead of just going for like Gleipnir and being full greedy on this Weaver, itemizes for a pipe. So making sure that that mid-game fights are going to be even more successful for them now that we're progressing toward that later stages. For BBT, yeah, as you said, it's going to require some tossbacks and just some kind of insane cleaves coming out from Nightfall.
They're going to try.
Let's see.
They get the toss back over towards the TA. There's going to be the setup here with Nightfall able to clean him up very quickly the first time round.
It's getting control.
Thunder indeed coming in though. Nightfall has to put the BKB. The second time they're able to take Watson down immediately. Nightfall in perfect position to eliminate the TA twice. He's going to look towards Fishman. He'll get himself a double. Nightfall, when his BKB's come to an end, can he chase down anything more? The buybacks are coming in. I mean, BBT, they've got to put everything into this team fight. At the moment, it's looking to be potentially a chance for them to hold on to the game.
They've got the Hex.
They get the setup. Harpoon drag back in for Nightfall. Good cleave damage as well. Catahome's got to be careful. They get the stun to follow up. Avalanche as well. They take down no one.
Save with the buyback, making it work.
Absolutely excellent fight there. And Nightfall able to do it. Go straight in for the TA. They take down Watson so quickly the first time, and honestly just as quickly the second time round after the Aegis.
Got completely controlled. Did not even get the BKB off. I believe it was the War Stomp from the Doom that ends up catching him there on the respawn. Beautiful tossback. Does require saves buyback to at least clean up no one, but well worth there as Nightfall claims that top spot. And potentially now after that fight has another full item onto this Sven as well too. See what route he does look to go for. It's going to be a Satanic. And
check this out again. I mean, it's a great call to sort of go for this play. And as you mentioned, GPK, the one to start it with the toss. And just, yeah, once the Sven gets on top of you, it doesn't matter if you're an incredibly farmed TA, you literally die in a couple of hits. We'll see here on the second round. 1, 2, and then a third.
He got him I think if Watson's able to get the BKB off, he probably can reset.
I mean, maybe.
He gets the stun before he's able to get it off.
It's just so much coming out for Nightfall, and yeah, you see frustrations here on no one. They've been having such a lead this whole game. They still do. They're still up 10k. But if anything, you know, the only buyback that needed to be used there, right, was what saved?
Was saved, yep.
And if these are how the fights are going, when you're 10k ahead and when you have the Aegis, you know as a team that there are struggles yet to come.
Watson probably just has to play a little more careful in that upcoming go. Can't show himself, because that's, if he dies, that's a lot of their damage that just gets taken away right at the start of everything there. Oh, they're going to let this Wisdom Rune ferment, so that's one of them, and the second one will pop, so they'll have potentially level 25 almost on Watson.
They're taking the most on Watson? Yeah, indeed.
Definitely.
Yeah, 24 and a quarter now.
Big chunk of XP. It's going to be a nice one he's going to be able to get later on. full satanic now for Nightfall. So he literally got 5,000 something gold from that last situation
he
right
did.
there.
He did, and he's getting closer to the point where like, this Fen could kind of 1v5, or at least 1v4, right? This Fen's going to be a huge problem.
Yeah, if they can get
very
these
strong.
They also have the Doom too, so if they're ever able to actually break the Lincolns and get that Doom onto these targets too, they can effectively remove a hero from that team fight a lot of times. And did they get, that was the gem that they took away as well too, if I'm not, oh no, that was their gem, sorry. I thought they'd taken away that one, apologies. Either way, strike back, and now their cooldowns are at the ready. Entity shaken up.
They're looking at DM. They're going to go for him. They get the setup. They get the Doom in.
They'll catch him. That is the gem now that they'll be able to claim. BBT making it, the magic happen here with these last few moves.
I mean, Nightfall's looking for more. I mean, they've got eyes on no one.
That was both Lincolns, if I'm not mistaken, as well. They threw the, I mean, they had the Lincolns, of course, from the Pango, and then they threw the secondary one, and they still had pretty much everything to follow up. It blocked the finger, but wasn't able to block anything else. It's 58 seconds. BBT feeling momentum. GPK starting to get that recovery, too. He's getting closer and closer toward his big item. Save, putting a deep ward. Good catch targets for the toss back. Save. In position to allow GPK to go for it.
They're going to get the toss back outside of the base. They got him.
Huge kills. What a sequence so far here from BBT. Even though that 10K lead, it does feel like they're the ones making the crisper moves now in these last 5 minutes.
I mean, if they can keep this up, BB team, it really will go to show how much they've fixed their issues after the rough games. You know, not only potentially winning a turnaround game here in game 2, but the fact that they also come in with that stomping game 1. So let's see if they can keep this up, BB team. Entity, as we say, still with the lead, but a lead that's really starting to stagnate and start to slip away from them a little bit.
Yeah.
It hasn't grown any much more in the last, what, 5 minutes have been around this 10K lead.
And GPK is literally buying out a full Conda. So definitely can do even more damage jumping into these backlines. We saw him a couple times just, well, him and Nightfall kind of just jumping these backline targets too, so. Starting to get some nice momentum, and now there's a big difference between Nightfall and this TA. The AC is soon online for him, and he's got the shard. So his teammates
a lot of armor.
Quite a bit tankier after that. Very quickly here, how things have progressed. Entity need this next move, it feels like, to go well, because otherwise that 10K lead is going to feel like pretty much zero. It's actually going to feel like BBT perhaps in a lead, even though they don't have the gold lead.
We'll see what no one could do with this. He opts to go for the Ags pickup, so we'll have a bit of an easier way to jump around the fight. But just sort of a question of whether the damage is actually going to be there to be able to keep up with the scaling of BBT.
Timeless Relic from Yarrow.
No one. He's in with the jump.
Off from a first
They get the Avalanche, they did, but able to pop the link because he's still able to jump back to the safe to the high ground. The turns towards Nightfall. Keeping cool with the BKB for now. Doesn't want to press it. Might need to soon, and now he will. BKB goes straight. They're going to turn straight over towards the Ember. They've got the control here with the stun. He's forced down to the side. The stun's there though from Nightfall. He jumps in. He's got enough to take no one down. He hasn't. No one's able to get away. They take Nightfall down. The Doom,
90.
It's been dropped down onto Watson. Mirror. He's in on top of the TA. Follow-up stun here. Safe, getting a beautiful angle from the high ground. They're able to bring Watson down. Mirror. He should fall here as DM turns to take him down. No one's getting quite a bit of a cleanup here. GPK, the last one left alive, tries for a TP out, but no one cuts in with the remnant of the Searing Chains to put a stop to his escape and get the triple. Team wipe for Entity.
They can look to at least get a Rax advantage here off of that one. What a reset. Whose four-step was that one? There was a beautiful force that came out.
Was it Katsumi's? No, he doesn't have one.
What was it that reset him?
Somebody forced him.
Somebody forced him. Was it the Lion?
But they don't have a force. Who did? Who forced him?
Who pushed the Ember? Someone pushed the Ember.
Maybe they thought they were trying to get rid of the Lincolns on him.
I think
came
maybe
through a
that
bit
was
too
the
late.
case.
I think, yeah, they don't even have a force.
Because no one, it was potentially was going to die to that there, but...
Oh, we got to get a replay at that one. We'll see in a minute, though, because action's going down. Maybe even the game's going to end. They're going to get a lot done with this. They're lacking buybacks on BBT.
I mean, Entity in the clutchest moments just dominate a fight and potentially get a 2-Rax advantage. That was huge. Everybody spent their gold on the side of BB.
Oh, was it the Hurricane Pike or TA?
Oh, maybe it was the
Hurricane Pike. The Hurricane Pike.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. I think okay, Save's in the clear. He's in the clear. I think it was Watson's Hurricane Pike.
I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. It was Watson's Hurricane. It must
a beautiful one.
It might not have been. Maybe we'll see.
I mean, either way, it was a beautiful one to reset because no one almost got chain stunned down next to that God Strength.
Yeah. Whoever did it saved him.
Definitely saved him.
Let's hope it was his teammate.
I believe it had to.
I think it was Watson. Yeah. So at the start of it, I mean, Nightfall obviously waits quite a while until he gets BKB off, and now he starts to get the damage. Save gets off a beautiful amount of stuns in this team.
It's Watson, right?
It has to be right. Save's very far away from him.
Yep. Looks like it was.
Wait, no, because there was, yeah.
Either way, yeah, it looked like it was.
It was Watson.
Very nice fight. The ideal moment, too, because BBT had just started striking back pretty heavily there, too. So, an ideal timing for them to get that one.
Yep.
They get, what, just the one set, but either way, it's a good strike. And now Roche is up, so they're setting up down bottom.
BBT, they're going to try and catch them by surprise.
Let's see if they can get that initiation cleaner this time around.
And he's going to know that they're coming very likely, you know, around the Roshan, and indeed they've hit the scan, so they know that BB team's on their way over.
Katomi playing on the front lines there with the pipe. They're throwing the Lincolns onto him as well, too, just in case.
Who goes in first? Who sort of jumps in and tries to get the info for BB team?
It's got to be one of the BKB cores.
GPK's going to go first. Or jump in and then tries to go for the twin gate. Bit awkward. He's having to get the avalanche. BKB toss back on towards the Weaver, into the Hex, the follow up the burst. They've got enough to bring Katomi low. They've got it.
On to the next.
They're taking the Weaver down now. They go over towards Fishman. Nightfall with the BKB God Strength trying to focus the ET inside the pit. A couple of hits for the bash. Roshan is bashing up Nightfall. It's slowing down his progress. Katomi, did he buy back time lapse? He did.
He bought back time lapse.
Uh-oh. That's what I do. He's out for good.
No one.
He's caught by the stun. The hoof's up as well. He's dead as well.
That's two kills.
GPK lives. Well, that was exactly what BBT were hoping for. They go for the smoke play there. We get the catch. And
Roche is up and ready for the pickings. They don't have the God Strength active, but he's got AC, I believe, coming out right now.
No.
And is this a full refresher soon, too? Almost a full refresher for Miero, and he still has the Doom for the fight. He didn't even have to use it in that one. Oh, boy. Katomi tried to go for the time-lapse.
I mean, it's so tempting. In the midst of them. As I said, I love to do that myself. You know, you see a fight, it's like, haha, they blew everything on me. Doesn't matter, I've got buyback time-lapse. And then you very suddenly realize they had easily enough in the tank to take you down as soon as you turn up back to the team fight.
What a toss-back from GPK. Just jumping into everybody, gives the info. There is an ET Spirit to scout and delay things. 40 seconds until the Weaver and the Ember will come back. No one has buyback, but does not want to use it in this state.
Not at all. They're going to have to let this Roshan go to BBT.
This feels like one of the closest games that we've gotten. We've gotten a lot of stomps here so far, but this one, BBT proving they can fight back even with the gold deficit.
They're holding on.
Oh, Fishman. Oh. He tried to use the shard to get the steal. Ah, that was cute.
Yeah, I could appreciate the attempts here from both supports on Entity. I like it.
Yeah.
Kanomi trying to come in with a clutch buyback time lapse. Fishman trying to do some cool plays with the shard.
But now it just ends up giving even more gold.
It does. I mean, that lead, it went up to what, like close to 20k, right? Now it's back down to only 11k. And now indeed there's Aegis and GPK. Nightfall still very much at the top of the net worth on his Sven.
And he's got AC.
And a refresher shard.
A refresher, so he's got the double BKB, double Satanic, double ulti and everything. And Miero has a refresher as well, too.
They just picked up the bash right in DM. Yeah, so they've at least...
yes.
They've got a little bit of something. I mean, the only thing, right, to try and interrupt this Sven running around the team fight and killing everyone during his BKB.
Now they're going to have to deal with these double Dooms as well, too. I mean, Miero been able to find some pretty good fights even without it. Honestly, just the War Stomp in a couple of these situations has been beautiful. Double Doom and an Aegis on GPK. GPK is going to be able to give the information now for these blinkers to try to get these catches that they've been able to find a couple times. Entity will smoke up, still looking to strike back, but it is going to be into this Aegis now. I imagine Nightfall is going to hold on to buyback since he doesn't have a slot or anything too, so... Let's see.
Well, Entity. Katomi's going to try and start things here with the Glide out and towards Miero, but the BKB comes out. Toronto Tokyo getting focused first. Is able to get the cookie off. DM's going to chase him down with the Rolling Thunder. They take down Toronto Tokyo. No buyback available to him. He's out for 100.
Watson just immediately trying to get out.
I mean, Nightfall is trying to fight, but he's getting caught by the Rolling Thunder. BKB's come to an end here for Nightfall. And let's turn with the burst towards Katomi. They've got follow-up lockdown. They don't. Katomi this time gets the time. That's off. A couple of hits though coming in from Nightfall. Katomi's able to make it away with a Shikuchi. Harpoon to drag back in Fishman. A couple of hits. Nightfall's able to take him down.
He's swapping the refresher shard in.
He's ready for round 2 of the BKB and the Satanic. Refresher is going to be off in a second. He can press it now. There we go. Bam. BKB and it's still refresher. BKB and a TP, but indeed he didn't respect the basher. He's still got a Satanic ready to pop. He's probably got to pop it and fight. Pop it and hit. Satanic trying to lifesteal, but the bash comes through yet again. DM with the basher plays, causing issues for Nightfall Sven.
So much happening in this fight. Nightfall tries to commit super hard into the ET. Fishman's able to reset, I believe, 2 or 3 times in the fight because of the Trickster cloak, and then they get the number advantage to be able to go back in, and Miero does not catch the Doom onto a target to be able to hold him down, because Watson, he TPs and then comes right back in the fight afterwards.
And I think a little bit of panic there from Nightfall. He pops the refresher, tries to go for the TP out. I guess just really didn't see that the Basher was out in DM, because he still had sort of HP to maybe just sort of pop the second God Strength, pop the Satanic, and try and at least bring down a few heroes with it.
Yeah, I think
but he tried to run, he couldn't run.
Basher, right? He probably told his team, get out, I'm going to be able to BKB TP out, but he could not. 50 seconds now for him to come back as Entity onto the high ground again.
Could get quite a bit here.
How many buybacks do they have available too? They have quite a bit available here. No one. It's at 25, same thing for DM. And those racks will fall. They're gonna try to push forward for more. 30 seconds until that Sven. They really want to push it forward. They're gonna put the banner down in mid also.
Oh, Miero. Oh,
He's gonna have to be
yeah, he absolutely has to. They're trying to do what they can to stop the buyback needing to come out for Nightfall. Jump forward with the Remnants. No one's able to get a grab on any of them. He's going to get the 2 supports. That's Toronto, Tokyo gone. Indeed, the buybacks come out, but the supports are dead. Nightfall trying to step up and find some sort of way of getting in on this fight, but it's so risky now. It's 3 against the 5 of them.
He doesn't have his supports for the control.
GPK is able to get the toss back on towards Watson, but Watson's able to slide back to the side. Miro's in with the jump, but now he's caught vulnerable. He has no BKB left here. On Miero, he's trying to run. The bugs are out upon him. Jump forward with the Remnants. Miero, he's going down.
And GPK also, he's got an Aegis, but his BKB is used.
Can he get back to the fountain in time?
He can. Maybe.
Oh, they've got him with the Goliath near the Trickster.
Another one.
Oh, indeed, another round of it. Bash is coming in from DM, but they weren't actually quite able to kill him. GPK will live. Buyback has come up for Miero.
The God Strength is over, though. Nightfall needs all the damage he can get. The ranked Megas are coming out.
Yeah, they're looking to close it. Entity looking to push this towards that game 3. See what they could do. The BB team, do they have anything left to try and slow down this push? Watson is closing up the game.
They're just hitting it.
They're onto the Ancient.
They're closing it out.
They've got to do something too soon, BB team. I'll call it GG. Well, we'll find out. We looked at the drafts here, Fogged. Exciting sort of finishes, right? This time around, we get the classic kind of the 2 mid matchups, mid heroes coming in as the last 2 picks. No one getting the Wind Ranger, and GPK getting his Shadow Fiend. What do you make of all of this?
I've heard from like a lot of the players, this is the pick versus the Shadow Fiend.
Yep.
I heard from Noob in particular. When they did it a couple of the games, they usually had Spirit Breaker as well on top of it. But yeah, it's one of the best picks, as Fear was highlighting there for the reasoning on the panel. It's nice, and I'm we're in for a treat. I think BBT, they're running it back in a lot of ways, right? They're doing the Sven and the Doom.
It's pretty similar.
In like quite a bit of these games, right? We see the lifesteal the first time, but the Doom is the one thing that's staying consistent. So Miero he feels like this is the hero that he wants to play in all these games. And we'll have to see if it does work, because he is playing into the CK. So one of those heroes that can do very, very well in the matchup. They have natural Linken's buyers.
They do.
As we saw from last game, the Pango, even the Wind Ranger is one of the natural build-ups. So, and overall, I do want to give DM quite a bit of a shout out here in this last game. He was pretty clutch. He's done for this Manta build, and it's now kind of like the popular build, even though he had nothing really to dispel in that game in particular. His Rolling Thunder's on point. He was kind of starting these fights really nicely for his team.
Let's see if he can give us a repeat performance. I mean, overall, do you like that BB team have gone for a sort of a similar approach, as you say, in those sort of 2 side lane cores as they did in the last game, also keeping what the support Weaver once more into their draft? Or do you prefer Entity's approach, again, in some of these counter picks that they've come up with in sort of direct response to the heroes that BB team had?
If a team is going to go for like the same strategy, you imagine the team that's adapting a little bit should, in theory, be able to start finding these answers. And we did see Entity, they found the answers in the last game in particular. The early game in particular, they just snowballed out of control to get that big lead to be able to play a little bit more lax as the game progressed. As Miero, top, this lane is not easy for him. It's a ton of damage. Fishman will actually commit the Blood Grenade, but going to be able to commit forward for the kill there.
Yeah, Watson has to back off, was getting a little bit low, so didn't want to chase for the kill along with that grenade being dropped down onto Miero.
Yep, Save is hanging on to that Flame Break too, just for the potential if they do make a mistake too. No. I mean, we'll see how this lane does go, because it does feel like it's a very strong aggressive lane, again, that Entity's gone for, but Save and Miero do work their magic and win some of these anyway, so you always do say. Bottom, aggressive lanes kind of coming out from both side. More so, I would say, from BBT this time than they did before. This Weaver and Sven can be a little more aggressive, it feels, versus DM than they could last time, but let's see, because he does have the backup of a Hoodwink this time also, which is also very strong to be able to control 2 or multiple heroes with the AoE stun. Since Katomi was playing a Weaver before, it really was just DM on his own resetting. I think we're in for quite a treat this game. Because the Sven versus that CK matchup, the big cleaves definitely will come into play at some point. And GPK overall playing maybe a safer hero that he likes to play, being able to play from the distance rather than a Tiny who commits and just dies in a lot of situations.
Yeah, I mean, sort of outside of the lane in which you said where Wind Rangers should have a bit of an edge. Now, how does the game kind of look for a Shadow Fiend coming in? I mean, because I imagine it must look pretty good, right? It was their last pick, so they felt confident going with this.
Yeah, it gives him that extra clear, you know, Phantasm and stuff like that. He'll be able to have this good AoE and stuff like that. But my one worry is that there's a Pango. So when you are just squishy and you're, you know, SF doesn't want to build BKB, you just get gone on his
They might be able to go for both. Yeah, they do save there. I mean, you talk about making magic happen on these ranged draws, and on a bat, playing it perfect, gets the double kill to start this game off.
He's kind of the only player still playing that bat 4, and he is by far the best at it. He has just done magical things, it seems like. Even going for Flame Break Level 1, just going for these auto attacks. Just seems to always do it. Even playing to a CK lane. CK Jakiro. So we saw the Troll CM lane suffer. Now the Jakiro CK lane also getting taken advantage of right away here.
Look for that Lotus.
He's gonna get it. Save will get it. Save will get the top one. Katomi will get the bottom one. 1-for-1 exchange on these. Save already having boots. Getting double kills on a Batrider in the lane is... It lets the hero play a lot more aggressive in particular. You can start playing kind of in their faces with the sticky, being able to just kind of move back and forth, always get those extra stacks on them too, so... After the kills though, we are seeing the CS look very good for the side of Entity on all 3 of these lanes. But GPK is holding his own here. Just when level 6 comes out, let's see how he endures when no one just inevitably win runs and just tries to focus fire him down if he'll get any TP rotations to protect him.
And just going to pop down to look to grab the bounty. Maybe you would have seen if you could get a power shot to help out, but lane not really in a state where Entity are looking to go for kills. Katomi, as I say that, though, he's doing a lot of damage to try to take it.
He might still be able to.
He might turn back around, though, and see if he can get a power shot in on this. Ooh! Oh, and it's a nice one. It's a very nice one. There we go. Yeah, no one realizes, indeed, that hanging around just a little bit longer allows him to set up for a kill to be found for Kataomi. Same time, top lane, though, the save show continues.
Look at the stacks, too. 5 stacks onto Watson. 6 now as well. Potentially continuing to dive if Watson doesn't hide himself, but he will hide. They're getting better on the CS up top, and immediately Save puts that to rest, going for the kill.
I mean, at this point, with the amount of kills that Save's getting, does this ever get to a stage where Entity are going to be comfortable laning here, or is this lane getting close to being over?
I don't think you want to leave this lane, though. Once you have 3, you have another power spike on the Jakiro with level 2 dual breath, but definitely looking a bit more difficult for Watson than expected, even though it's a CK with that built-in regen. Save just working his magic.
Look at that as well. That's a lot of consumable gold spent here in this early game by Fishman, I imagine, just to sort of help withstand the aggression from BB team. And even with that high level of expenditure, it's not keeping the 2 of them alive. They're still dying in this lane.
The ideal thing for this Jakiro is to try to whittle them down with constant spell spam, but so far, it's just every time they step up to whittle, they just get gone on. It's a straight initiation that comes out for BBT, so Save capitalize on that massively here. 3-1.
He's got himself another blood grenade on the way out as well. So, you know, Save, he's going to keep looking for these opportunities to get in and get these early kills.
He's got the ward too, so he'll be able to potentially make a move to at least scout out inside the jungle when stacks are inevitably going to start coming out here, and maybe look to play around that power rune also. Let's see who ends up getting it. Katomi gonna do the same move pretty much, I imagine, here on the Hoodwink. They're going to bring the extra +1, though. Toronto Tokyo a little bit faster than that Jakiro. So they're going to have 3 positioned around the mid lane on the side of BBT for this rune. Who gets the RNG? Will be top. And a good one. A very, very good one. It's not a damaging one, but it's one of those that could potentially save him versus a focus fire commit play. And he's going to just walk in and steal the stack. So very nice move here from GPK. Bottom looking to punish Nightfall, but he jukes it.
Yeah, even if they get the catch, it's hard. So he's got the belt strength. The brace stays pretty tanky here early on the Sven.
And GPK did steal a double stack away from no one in that meantime, so was able to just sneak in there. And yeah, it looks like they are potentially just going to have to break the lane top. It's level 5 on the Doom already. It's an unbelievable amount of magic damage. Fishman doesn't get dove on just yet. Not wanting to dive the tower since there is TP reactions that can come from Entity. No one pings out immediately. He's like, my stack got stolen. They have a ward deep here. He actually pings exactly where that ward is as well, too, so knows where Save placed it. And all's right in the world with the 1-for-1 wisdom exchange. Lane's looking at quite a bit better this time from BBT. Entity was able to really smash stuff in that last game. This time, not going to be the case. GPK able to flash farm nicely on this SF.
And a bit of an awkward setup here. The neutral kind of setup with the stun onto Watson. Fortunately for him, though, the flame break knockback was off the mark there. So Save not able to get the knockback onto Watson. Watson's able to walk away.
3v3 coming in. Toronto Tokyo in the area. Ooh, puts the second point in Bugs. Don't always see that. Doom is available, so Miro is at the ready potentially to catch somebody here. And did he have 3? GPK is flash farming very nicely, so now starting to see a pretty big difference between him and the Wind Ranger right now. 700 gold or so, because he just walks in and he's actually stealing the camp just every time here of no one. Especially with that shield rune, he knows he can be a little bit more aggressive because of it. Most of these Wind Rangers don't skill the stun early on, so could just shield rune TP out if anything happens, as no one will claim himself a haste.
The bushwhack onto Toronto Tokyo, but not able to find any sort of follow-up.
2-0-2 build on Fishman. Probably he's going to go the Ice Path next, so they have that extra control. And GPK just goes to the jungle, flash farms that one as well, and then they'll give the mid lane to Save to get that extra farm. This SF is very large at the moment.
Yeah, in terms of build as well, he's got the blink into the BKB queued. I can't remember, is that what we usually see, or we usually see like the Yashikaya?
Yeah, it's usually Yashikaya, but I can understand why you want a BKB rush versus Pango.
Okay.
Toronto Tokyo this time will get caught. He might still just switch it up, but whenever I see Pango and I see some of these fragile heroes that can just get committed on, BKB does.
Sure, but if you go for this Blink BKB build, right, you have to find kills.
You gotta go.
Yeah, you gotta go, you gotta play aggressive and get some early usage out of it, right? Because
we'll see if he does.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
We'll see if he full does commit for it. Oh, he misses. Nice try there, GPK. He tried to trying to maximize as much as possible. He's trying to stack camps with his Shadow Rays while also farming mid. So didn't quite get it there, but still in a very good position. All 3 cores at the top.
You can see, yeah, GPK. We've only seen one of his SF performances this tournament. It wasn't a strong one.
Let's see what he was up against, actually, if I can find that.
That was one of the ones we followed the other day, right?
I believe so. I feel like he was. I feel like every time I've seen Shadowfiend, it's been up against Spirit Breaker in most of the games, and then he gets ran at all games. So, some around, it's not the case. Not in the first 9 minutes, at the least.
Entity. Maybe looking to see if they can make something happen down towards the bottom lane. Toronto Tokyo is attempting to pick up some XP here to try and catch up on the safe lane.
Oh, the last Shadowfiend game he actually played was the that no one puck game, if you recall it. The one that we casted, if I'm not mistaken, that no one ended up like super carrying as the game. You know, BBT couldn't close out the game and stuff like that. So, okay. He did struggle in that one. He did go the Yashikaya that game.
He did, so a bit of a change up. As you say, if he commits to go for the BKB after the blink, he could still change his mind depending on how the vibe of the game is going. I feel with the lead that they're having, the fact that the game's not going too crazy in amount of kills, that he would maybe feel that he has the space to just go for the more standard Yashikaya build-up rather than feel pressured to get this early BKB, but we'll see. The blink dagger's there.
I'm always cool with the blink because you can just do so much. You can be more
blink
aggressive.
First, fantastic.
You know, you can just be super aggressive.
Yeah, well, if you feel like you kind of have to hold back your game to go for the BKB straight up next, which we'll see.
He can always be the follow-up too. If there's any type of lasso that Save's ever defined, the Shadowfiend's gonna come in and wreck him on top of it. Miro?
We're gonna see if they can get it. Get the connection with the Rolling Thunder. It's pretty beefy on this Doom.
He's quite beefy. Is he gonna survive this?
He's juking the Rolling Thunder, and TPs are coming in. He won't survive, but it may buy time for them to do anything in return. That's just Toronto Tokyo. And at this early stage of the game, the Weaver's not going to do anything at all. So Entity, they'll get the kill, and they'll get away.
He made them work for it, though. Some nice little jukes and sidesteps. DM with a nice little repositioning there. I believe he did the little Rolling Thunder trick where you hit the wall and click the target that you're going, because he perfectly kind of turned to catch on top of him. And he's going to do the same build. So he is going to just go down that Manta build, which seems to be just the most popular one. Even though there's nothing still also this game to dispel, it worked beautifully last game. I guess there's some stickies and stuff. There's something more this time around. Entity playing behind no one. GPK.
He's going to get the Requiem out for the tree line. Jumps in. Looks to help take out Katomi. Katomi tries to bounce his way back with the sharpshooter, but he is taken down.
Kill's a kill. Not, you know, 2 ultis committed just for that 4 position, not one of the mid laners, but no one was able to just instantly reset. Nice attempt there from GPK. No, Blink just always looks so much fun on SF, especially if you get it as this first item, because the early game aggression that you can do like that,
yeah, Blink first,
3,
I love, yeah.
Yeah, and we can line up like the triple raises when you get the talent. It feels like it can be nice. Just, I just like that I'm seeing them be more confident in aggression, because we did see GPK in particular, we've had a lot of words about him just having a rougher tournament in particular, so having confidence to go Blink is always, you know, it's nice to see. Watson, the armlet is finished up, and they're just looking to group up in Siege Tower, so they're feeling like their fight, when they've grouped up as 5, is quite a bit stronger here. Especially with Requiem on cooldown 60 seconds.
DM, they're getting these items faster and faster, it feels, each game with his Pango. Faster than the fastest by a fair bit on this Yasha pickup.
Just looking to set up, playing around no one. Both supports are just hugging him, and I don't blame them, especially after last game, no one having that 100% kill involvement. Yeah, they're looking to just play with him as well. Fishman actually did not take the Ice Path at level 5. All right. Going for all the damage. The only concern I do have, a reason I'm mentioning, is because if there's a situation where there's an SF Requieming,
yeah, Ice Path could be kind of nice.
It can be, you know, a bit of a concern. So I imagine he'll get it at 7, but maybe he will just hold off till 8. They're going to smoke Katomi. No one. Going to catch something here. Because they are playing versus some flash farming heroes, right? SF with the Shadow Razors, Doom with the Devour, Sven with the Cleave. So every moment that sits back, that gold lead does go up for the side of BBT. So wanting to make a move around this Wind Ranger. Not quite able to find anything just yet. The Shackle, he catches on the save. They've got the follow-up.
Look at the Bushwhack, indeed. They'll have the damage to bring him down.
Beautiful Shackle.
Even drop the focus fire to make sure that Save does not have any chance of living. GPK is watching from the side. He's going to try and bait things out a bit with this illusion.
He's got level 2 Requiem.
I don't know if they're going to be falling for this illusion bait. We've seen GPK come in with some cool illusion plays previously in the tournament, but this one, not going to catch Entity off guard. They're not going to try and dive in for this.
No. He'll play cool. A really nice Shackle. Just playing it off of that range creep initially to catch the Bat Rider. The push comes in. They bring a squad again. They're trying to get this tower advantage. Trying to close the map a little bit versus these fast farmers.
I mean, let's see. I'm just really intrigued to see if GPK is able to keep up. Because at the moment, top spot.
Top spot.
Getting in, he picked up the Ogre Club, so he will be committing for the BKB after the Blink, and then it's got to be action after action after action. Now you want to see him using this Blink BKB Requiem every single time.
Requiem.
He's going to get a good position on the high ground with this one. The Wind Run was all out in time, but Miro's in with the Doom. They're able to catch out the escape of no one. So maybe able to set up for more. They're able to get any follow-up over towards Fishman. They're not. So they'll just get the 1 kill, but it's a big kill. They take no one's Wind Ranger out.
Entity just, they're trying to find these moves, you know, trying to find these plays, but it is BBT. They're getting a little more out of it. The farm does go up. Sven, he's uncontested so far as well. Watson is farming nicely, but we do see now no one falling behind here. A hero that wants to get these kills to be able to accelerate, because you don't really farm the fastest on a Wind Ranger. Does get answered, and there's going to be a blink on save now in a second too, so they're going to have potentially triple blink on the side of BBT to initiate these fights. While on the side of Entity, they had the Ember Spirit that they did last time, so DM didn't have to go for a Blink Rush. This time they don't have the clearest forms of just forcing a fight because DM has gone this Manta route as well too, so see if the repercussions come from that one. This triple BKB means you're very likely to start the fights and get the initiation cleaner on BBT. Beautiful camera shots of the players. Very focused.
Yeah, they know how close this opening is. It's been quite a crazy series so far. Both teams suffering some tough times in the previous 2 games. Everything on the line here on this game 3.
We've had so many of these stompy games, so it's just always, yeah, it's a treat to be able to even get these game 3s. Okay, smoke's coming out. I believe that's what? That's a triple blink timing.
All right.
That they should have on the side of BBT in a second. Miro's about to have it, so let's see if Entity's prepared for the movement. DM in particular, I feel like he has to be in the right position at the right time to be able to counteract these blinks. Doesn't want to get gun on himself either first. He has to be that counter initiation. And he is going to get gone.
There's the opening. They get the lasso onto DM. They get him dragged back over towards the Doom. The push back at the Requiem is enough lockdown to take the Pango out.
The ideal pick there that they're able to find. That ward, a little bit of a different one that we do see placed from the Radiant, at least, is placed inside the crystals. Usually you see it placed more north, but nice sneaky one. That's a blink reveal for both. Well, blink reveal for the Bat Rider in particular. Nightfall. God Strength up here. No one has an Arcane Rune. He's at the ready here on the side with Focus Fire.
Tower's already on that. It's going to be hard to make a move around here now for Entity. They're going to just have to sit back.
Yeah. No one's scared to kind of walk up. If he does make a misstep, he could just get Blink Doom immediately. So the win run will not save him. It'll get dispelled immediately. 6-4.
Here's the smoke up from BB team. They want to continue to, as I say, just go, go, go. They've got the BKB done now on GPK. So the Blink BKB all set up and ready to just commit into the midst of the team fight and look for these Requiems.
And they've got the Blink Doom also. Fishman shows they don't need the Doom.
They get the opening, a couple of right clicks and a flame break, take him out. How long we got until Requiem's? About 40 seconds until GPK's got that back up.
A DM really needs, they need this Blink, it feels like, on the side of Entity to make aggressive moves. They just don't have anyone to start fights. As mentioned, last game they had the Ember, which no one doesn't need Blink. You just dive in and start stuff, so. Feels like for them to make any aggressive move, it's a little bit difficult. They can make counter initiations if they're in the right position, but.
Watson.
He's got an Orchid. Can get the catch, so maybe he can act as this initiator, just walking at people.
That's the opening. It's a good catch there. See one more they can find. They're going to be able to start bringing around the bottom creep wave.
Watson keeping up that farm next to the Sven. It's just no one whose game is going to be a bit difficult to recover, get that BKB, get the Lincolns. It's going to be necessary for him versus Lasso versus all this magic damage. Save so far, part of all 7 kills. Atos finished up on Katomi also, so they do have setup. They do have some setup here. BKB finished for Nightfall.
BB team, they got any more smokes?
They do.
They do. So they're
going to look for a fight soon.
Certainly imagine. So, I mean, between the Lasso and a Requiem on target, they can blow up anyone.
Yep.
They really can.
Anybody will die.
The combo is incredibly killer, and yeah, with the BKB on SF, there's no way to stop it right now if you're Entity. So, Save gets the setup, GPK's in with the follow-up, easy kills.
GPK also has 15 talent, so he can just shadow raise people also to death. The damage does start to scale quite massively once you get this one. Nightfall, gonna press forward for the tower here. Macro Pyre to stall it, but it will inevitably go down. BBT still looking for a potential next grab here. Entity just avoiding for a bit here, watching out for these blinks. Doing a good job of avoiding and keeping that lead. It hasn't grown too much more. It's been sitting between that 2 and 3K.
Now, when do you imagine Entity will look to fight themselves? Is it just sort of no one's BKB they're waiting on?
It'll be the combo. I think no one's BKB plus the blink on DM, and then they'll be able to look for the fights back. Maybe not Watson joining in just straight up, but joining in for like a flank or something. Both teams being incredibly careful.
Yeah, we're seeing some
Fishman. He shows for a second.
That's an easy one. Couple of raises off the back of the Lasso. I'll take him down. Tormentor will cleaned up here by Entity. They'll secure that for Kataomi.
See who else they look to grab, or if they're just going to play only aggressively off Lasso for the moment here. Mira almost has Shiva's guard finished up too, to be able to have more of an answer for the CK. And how close to the blink on DM? Okay, still not quite there. 600 away. Slow-paced game. But BBT keeping, it's staying steady. Not dying on the SF, a hero that never wants to die. So far, very good for GPK.
Yeah, he's had a brilliant game so far. And the Yasha is going to be coming out after the BKB, so the order, prioritizing the BKB, it hasn't really slowed down his farm whatsoever, just because he's had so much freedom And with that early BKB, it's just, as we've seen, made it very unlikely for Entity to ever try and make any moves towards him. So getting a very free start here, GPK.
Yeah, until they have no one's BKB, he does not want to try to go versus GPK.
No, they can't kill this SF.
No. And they could just die onto no one. And even with the BKB, it doesn't mean it's like 100% safe for no one by any means. There's these BKB piercing spells, of course, that are coming in from both the Bat and the Doom. So for him, he has to have kind of dream positioning on no one. They will have the blink done onto DM, so now can look to make some aggressive moves. Pretty big disparity in levels coming into play here between the two carries. Nightfall's level 17 versus the level 14 on the CK. He's very ready to fight with this team too, with the BKB Echo and the crit. While Watson still no BKB, it'd be difficult for him to join in. They're both gonna smoke. Nightfall.
Whoa. Continues to wrap around with the smoke. They still want to try and find something. The Entity heavily on the retreat. BB team, can they get a catch?
They don't have the BKB on no one. Entity's trying to just avoid this. Can DM avoid it as well?
Seems like they're all going to get out.
He's going to send some illusions. They're going to perhaps know where he is. See if they'll find him. He'll play it safe. He just jumps on the hill. BKB
Save.
number 1 is done. Save. Almost gets the catch.
Very close to finding Fishman there.
Slow and methodical, Katomi. They seem to know where he is, bottom. Miro wants to use a Doom here with the pace of the game. Gets the War Stomp. Will be able to get the catch.
Itos will hold him back a little bit. But the damage, especially with the Shivas coming in to slow him down and get that extra bit in, will allow Miro to find a little solo kill.
It's a great catch. Their Entity's just playing like the cat and mouse game, trying to avoid. So anytime that you can find a Doom opportunity here, it's quite nice. Does Entity look to play something here with that on cooldown? They do have a double BKB timing on them now, so no one has it and Watson. So they might look to strike here that is on cooldown. But BBT might also just split up and try to avoid here until that does come up in particular. Yashikaya is done for GPK, almost 18.
He's massive.
It really is.
You just continue to see the difference between him and no one this game. Over 3.5k gold difference between them just 23 minutes in. Toronto Tokyo, not really the biggest of catches, but they'll take it.
Still nonetheless. And it is near the Roche, so they could potentially look to at least threaten it.
If they can turn it into that, but they don't do it that quickly, right? I mean, how cleanly is this going to go?
Pango does make it quite a bit faster, so they should be able to do it safely with the attack speed slow as well.
I mean, it's been scanned out. Is there going to be time for BB team to get over here? It doesn't look like they're coming. So they're kind of going to sit down and sit back and let Entity take this.
They'll make the call to just trade the tower.
Sure.
2 for the Roche.
Yeah.
They just pop the God Strength for it, so they'll back up. They have an amp damage bottom too that they can play around. It's level 18 on both of those carries. On the Shadowfina and Sven.
A little bit of something there for Entity playing from behind. They're able to sneak the Roshan, get the Aegis on Watson.
That's a nice play. Does mean that Doom is going to come back up for that next fight again. So BBT just playing around those lassos, these Dooms in particular, to find all these catches so far here. Save and GPK playing together. Might look for a play here to catch Entity off guard. That amp damage Requiem will kill anybody. But not going to be able to find it. Entity split back up. This game is going to have explosive team fights because it's just like, it's all culminating. It's everybody's getting that farm kind of together. BBT just getting a little bit more out of the map in these last few moments as no one, you're starting to see that big difference between him and those other cores.
Yeah, it's just difficult to sort of see a similar level of burst coming out from Entity's lineup in comparison to what BB team have right now.
Absolutely. Looks like they'll probably find Toronto Tokyo again here. The 5th death on the Weaver, 5 out of the 7, the 5 position. He's tanking the ganks.
Yeah, he is. This doesn't really bother BB team too much, I feel.
Nope.
Losing the Weaver here and there, it does not change the fact that they're in control of this game.
The nice thing for Entity is, though, is that they're not really expending anything big onto him, right? They're not using literally like any ults that matter, so.
Sure, but they're also just not finding the opportunity to use those ults on the bigger targets because of just how well BB team at the moment has been reading their moves.
Now, you know when he's got the Lincolns queued up, of course, that's the ideal timing if they're able to wait until they can at least have that one for him, because his team fighting, I feel like he's just going to get focused There's just going to be either a lasso or a doom onto him, and it's very difficult for him to survive either of them.
Invisibility.
Toronto Tokyo almost ran into his bushwhack up top. Does have to be cautious of his position, and Watson now has a blink as well, so they've got double follow-up. I like that he's gone this build. I think DM is a little bit scared to just rolling Thunder and just jump in versus the Doom and the Lasso. This gives him a little bit more opportunity to do so. Watson, walking up, still has time on this Aegis.
Can he catch anyone? And they try for GPK, but the BKB TP is going to be there, and they don't have the means to stop it.
That is the reveal of the blink from the CK, so they'll know that he does have that for the future moments. They, I believe, saw no one that was bottom here. I think someone was pinging it out. BKB on cooldown, 75 seconds. Could be an opportunity for Entity to catch the Shadow Fiend. Toronto Tokyo again.
They're going to try and go for him. And they'll get him with the silence. I mean, they're killing the Weaver.
6 out of 8. Getting the kills on the Weaver, but not the core. And this time, Rolling Thunder was used. So BBT could look to hit back now that that one is down and that the Aegis is going to be getting reclaimed. Actually, still got 2 minutes. Probably not.
I mean, they really need to find something else than this Toronto Tokyo Weaver. It can't feel good just killing the same Weaver every single time and just never getting to do anything else. They're not able to push tier 2s, they're not finding anything else other than to support Weaver.
No, this is the job of these 5 positions. Just running in and tanking it for the team. Nightfall, level 20's been hit, so plus 10 armor. This Warcry going to be quite effective versus the CK in particular. Almost has Harpoon as well, keeping it a good separation between him and the CK. And yeah, no one. Very quiet game overall from him this time around.
I guess it's not an easy one to keep up in farm as a Wind Ranger.
No.
You know, you do want to kind of get that edge in the lane and then start looking for action,
Wait,
looking for kills. You just didn't get the chance to.
Did they just leave both tier 3 tokens?
Both?
Did I see that right? There was definitely 2 of them.
Oh.
All right, well,
let's get a replay of that.
well,
we don't need it.
Else happening. But
I mean, yeah, there's nothing else happening.
He just walked in and took him. They all just TP'd out. So that can definitely have an effect.
That tier 3 tokens are a pretty good power spike.
Yeah, Nightfall found Dream One in particular. He's got a Vindicator's Axe. All right. Well, that just happened. And Aegis, 30 seconds, it's going to get reclaimed.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to do anything more with that. They're just going to probably have to sit back and go towards the next time. Well, DM has his Aghanims. Oh, here we go.
There's one.
It was one drop to TP out, second drop to TP out. You're absolutely right. I mean,
Watson tried to pick it up and he had full inventory. He had Bracer, a stick, and a branch in his inventory, so he couldn't actually pick up the secondary one.
Yeah, you don't see that often. Maybe one. Sometimes someone forgot to pick it up in their jungle, or someone TP'd away. Both heroes TP'ing away when they drop. It's just, it happens to the best of us. Really, you know, you hit a creep, you want to be efficient, you're starting the TP, and then bam. Next thing you know, milliseconds after start TP, it comes out.
Katomi took one of them. That means one of the cores.
I think we're on the side of BB team. What do you mean? Oh, no, it's in the entity because they're only going to have, what, 3 to play with?
They're only going to have 3 to play with, so. We'll see if that matters. Just fun to play.
Wait, that's a bit rude, isn't it? Hoodwink.
Yeah.
Taking one of the 3 tier 3s that you're... Yeah, the cores want those, surely.
Watson's like, it's okay, I have Vambrace, it's fine. It's okay, man.
I mean, Vambrace is... it ain't
no Vindicator's Axe.
Yeah, that's actually kind of grief.
These things can definitely matter. But
yeah, was it Katomi also one of the ones that did cause one of them to spawn and then TP'd away from it?
But so was Watson, so then maybe they flipped the coin.
That's true, that's true. Katomi's like, Watson, if you really wanted one, should have been a bit more careful about that TP out. Yeah, you should have cleaned your inventory up. That's what I'm telling him.
I'm feeling worried for Entity with the big fights going to come in. Nightfall's damage is just getting pretty explosive. And
yeah, the
SF has not died, and that's usually one of the things that we talk about. Like, this is one of those formulas for success with the Shadow Fiend, is if you're not dying a lot, you're able to just sit back, get this itemization that gets pretty crazy. Supports can't play versus this. He's got the Requiem Fear line, he's got the Aghanims, and he's got a Ceremonial Robe. So this Fear duration is a long time. I don't know exactly the numbers on it when you have 22 souls or anything, but it's probably like 4+ seconds or something, 4.5 seconds. It's a lot. Let's see.
Oh, Watson's quick with the blink. They turn with the lightning, mirrors in with the jump. He's going to look for the Doom target. He's going to drop it down onto no one. They jump forward. GPK is ready with the Requiem to push them all back. No one's going to be taken out of the fight. Turns towards DM, but he's able to escape with the Rolling Thunder. Katomi chased down by the 2 of them, trying to Tokyo Mirror take him out.
Miro gets the catch. He clicks. I think he waits too. He clicks.
It was
checks
careful
to see if the Wind Ranger has the Lincolns. Sees he doesn't. Boom, throws the Doom onto him. So gets that catch and save, giving the tip to Tokyo, probably because he's tanked all the ganks for the team.
Let's check it out again. Yeah, really clean move, as you say. Miro just straight in on top of him.
Oh, he was silenced. Okay, he got Orchid in, then he BKB'd and was able to get the Doom out right afterwards. I mean, DM rolls in, but it does next to nothing. He actually just has to roll away. This game is starting to get out of control, it feels. No one has not been able to find anything on this Wind Ranger, and he still doesn't have Lincolns. So when he respawns, they can go for him again with either that Lasso or that Doom. Even though Watson's farm, it's good. The other two just have not been able to find much of anything.
Very much feels sort of similar to kind of the game one vibes of just slowly but surely cementing this lead and potentially the victory here, BB team.
Absolutely. Get themselves a gem as well, too, to control vision, control the map. The lead continues to grow as this SF can queue up the refresher next. And he's up to, what, 28 souls now, I believe? Yeah, so even more that we're seeing come into play. I watched, did you see Katomi in the last fight, too? He just was in the outside of the fight, got clipped from a line of the Requiem, and just, he's out of the fight. It's really hard to play versus this as supports, because you just don't get the chance to go BKB, really, in most situations. And BBT, they're going to look to go again, it looks like. Do him up in 30 seconds. No one does have Lincolns.
They've got ways to get around it, though. They see no one to start the fight they're in. They put the Lincolns specifically to get the BKB off.
Get the stun.
They're going to turn. Jump forward for GPK. He's ready with the Requiem straight on top of them, but Watson's got the BKB off. He'll still take quite a bit of damage from the Requiem, but he'll survive this time, Watson. Nightfall. He's in with the God Strength. He's looking for the Harpoon drag back on, and Watson's able to get the stun through, but the Lincolns is there.
Nice
Watch the stun. They'll turn towards Fishman. They'll take him out with a big old crit there.
Oh, nice play from No One. He blocks the initial grab and then puts the Lincolns onto his buddy to protect him too. Quite a bit of damage onto Watson anyway, but they'll find Miro. They do find at least one type of catch onto a core this time from Entity. That was literally as he got the Lincolns, so Save unable to get the break onto it there. Next time does have the potential to blink for staff and break that Lincolns to go for it. Who had the gem also? They did. Okay, No One did have it. I was checking to make sure that it wasn't the Jakiro who was carrying the gem, and they lost it right away.
A little bit of breathing room here for Entity. See if they get the chance to sneak out and maybe go for a Roshan. It's not going to be easy though. BB team, they'll have everybody back up in 10 seconds with Miro respawning.
Yeah, he's got the Doom at the ready also.
And Entity's going to try and go for this. They want to look for some sort of smoke play into maybe if they just get kind of one kill and they're able to just back off and take the Roshan. That'd be pretty huge for them.
If they can control Nightfall, because he doesn't have BKB in particular, and they'll
start with Save. They can get this one quick and easy. They'll be very happy with that. That's the back gone.
See what else they can catch.
Does have buyback though. If they start diving around the tier 2s, Save will reconsider turning up to the fight.
BKB in 10 seconds on SF.
No one's trying to lead in, but they get the jump in onto him, and again they're able to pop the Lincolns, get the Doom drop down. Who's able to get the BKB off first? See if he ticks down to this though, he should. Miro's able to stay on top of him with the BKB himself. No one, he will fall.
He gets the Requiem off.
He's holding underneath the tier 2 tower. They're diving in. GPK's able to get indeed the heal back up to full. And Nightfall with the BKB running down Watson. Watson's gone. And of course, Save, as I said, he's straight in with the buyback. Lasso on a DM. DM tries to swashbuckle the way up to the high ground, but he's not able to make it up there. They'll lose the 4 of them.
And No One dies, of course, to that Doom. The Miro jump is perfect, and the heal from GPK's Requiem puts him straight back up to full.
It really did. It looked like he had a cheese there.
Yeah, just absolute full heal from that. I mean, CK just wailing on him, it didn't even matter there, because he did get the BKB off before the chain stun came out.
He's probably pretty close to the refresher after that, right? Isn't he? He's making good ways towards it. 4,300 gold in towards buying that.
Yeah, what? It's 4,800, right? Yeah. If I'm not mistaken. So yeah, he's about 400 gold away from having a secondary one. GPK playing this one beautifully.
It's looking good from him. It really is flawless so far. 4-0-7. GPK.
And No One just not having the game that not having the early game in particular that I think he wanted to have as the Wind Ranger, which just caused these effects to happen. They just focus him. As long as they get either a Lasso or a Doom onto him, he's effectively gone out of the fight.
BB team continuing to hold this game.
And playing, that was, so Entity, they tried to take advantage because the spend BKB at the start of everything was like a 12-second cooldown. The SFs was like 8 as they made the jump, but they weren't able to keep them locked down long enough. And also, No One just got gone on as the rest of the team was making that move. So it was pretty much perfect reaction there from BBT to protect those BKB cores to get them off. Yeah, this Requiem in this SF pick is absolutely working beautifully. And yeah, as you said, Refresher is done. So 2 of those in the fights. They can't withstand 1. How are they going to withstand 2? Watson just can't focus fire him down. Oh, and GPK gets a shield rune, so definitely going to survive the next jump as well.
Oh, they're getting close to being able to consider going for high ground. BB team.
Yeah, they might look to place a ward and just go for a jump, but there is a ward outside the base right now, so they do see save. This is a pretty sneaky one. Nightfall has hit level 25. Miro. He's found another target.
Looking for the TP out. Nothing to stop it. Should survive
and
right back at base.
Save.
Indeed they do. They're able to punish him looking around the base. And in the fountain, it's yeah, it's not going to be enough damage with the Doom. It's pretty close.
It's so close.
It's very close. I think pretty much 1 tick away from actually killing him. But he does live. DM.
Next time, if there's a timeless relic on Miro, he'll definitely go down, but does survive this one. And clutch way that he did it, too, if you saw. He waited for that Infernal Blade to come out, then he went for the TP immediately afterwards. So Miro, maybe a little bit of a slip up there, thinking he just had that free kill. As Entity do get a nice kill with that ward that they had outside the base, too, so at least getting something out of this movement. So BBT with a tremendous lead, and still hanging on to Aegis and Cheese.
And Toronto Tokyo with an Eon disc as well now, so whilst he's been the one to pretty much die the most, now he's no longer an appealing target to go. No.
Let's see if Watson can make some kind of like...
Got to be a bit careful playing around here.
Yeah, let's see if he can do some tricky moves here with the ninja gear, though. If he can find some backline heroes, he can blow them up if they're unable to get the get one of their defensive items off, because he does still do a ton of damage if he gets them pre-BKBs. Has his work cut out for him. They do have Katomi at the least also scaling. He has gotten it back for a 4-step, but I imagine he's just going to go more aggressive items, because it does feel like they need him to be doing some more of this damage since the Wind Ranger is just addressed. And 2 minutes still on this Aegis. BBT looking to swing over.
Entity.
Save.
That time he's really tries to go for that there with the setup. Blind into the bushwhack, but doesn't quite get it.
He got the bounce back onto the Bat Rider, so there's no blink.
Oh, oh, they found him.
Nice try.
It was so close. So close.
So close. Save too quick. Watson now. In a precarious position.
Wow. It's got TPM 5 seconds. Do they know he's around it?
I wouldn't imagine they do. No. I don't think they saw anything like that, so he should be just fine.
He's going to be okay. Oh, he's going for the Ancients.
Okay.
He's sticking around a little bit.
He's hoping one of these supports walks up or something.
Okay, okay.
Not easy ones, as you mentioned.
Get out, yeah.
There's Aeon Disc, as you were saying, yeah, on this Weaver, so definitely not an easy just insta-kill that he can go for.
Nightfall.
Save. We'll find a telescope. Nightfall is waiting.
He is, seeing if anyone turns up around this mid lane. I mean, he's happy to dive. He's still got 1 minute left on the Aegis.
His damage is going to be ridiculous. Love this build now that we're seeing this overwhelming Blink plus Satanic. You just want to stack as much strength as possible. You're seeing him even without God Strength. It's 500 damage he's doing without the crits. The Wrath of God. That facet. And GPK's hit 25 also, so he's got 3 points in Feast of Souls. This Requiem is going to be so fast. He's got the 25 talent. Very little time to be able to react for it. Nightfall forces the glyph. Doing quite a lot with the last few moments of this Aegis. I mean, 30 seconds left on it. He's got in this tower.
Really got the push going. Ooh. Save.
Nice try with the shackle. Save.
I mean, they might get saved. They're going to go with the focus fire. They will. Can they turn it in for anything more? Watson's coming in with the wraparound. He's trying to catch them on the retreat.
Requiem to zone the rest of them. And he gets a solo kill.
He does. GPK goes through with 2 rounds. The Requiem pots the BKB, blows up no one. Miro, he's got the setup on Watson. Watson able to get the Phantasm off. Nightfall's ready with the BKBs. They're trying to chase Watson down. Watson heavily on the retreat. Miro, can he chase it? He's going to turn with the Doom, drop it down onto DM. Miro jumping forward, but Watson's actually able to get the blink off. So Watson should escape.
GPK.
DM as well should also be able to run away with the Doom upon him. GPK's just gone for the BKB TP. No, he wants to stick around. He's got backup. They're moving in onto Fishman. Nightfall. Cuts down the Jakira, jump forward from Miro. Able to pop the Lincolns. No Doom available, of course, for now. It's on cooldown still.
Careful, no one. They're looking to just play around this vision as best as possible. They know that the BKBs, the Requiems and everything are on cooldown, but they can't push forward for more. Watson. He's got BKB at the ready, but he's got to be careful.
Oh, Miro tries to jump. He gets caught by the silence. They get the drag back onto Miro. They're going to see if they can try and bring down this Doom, but he's pretty tanky. God strikes out. Nightfall's ready to go. He's coming in with the damage. He's able to cut down no one. No one's out for 100 seconds. No buyback. Watson, he ends up sort of ticking down the bugs upon him.
Well, that could be it. 90 seconds, no win, Ranger. Jump in from Nightfall.
I mean, Nightfall's just diving the base. It's going up to the tier 4. 2,400 damage crit coming out there as he cuts down Fishman. They get the lasso on a DM. DM, he gets killed off through the roll-up. They don't have buybacks here. They're out with the 3 of them.
And in goes GPK.
Indeed, in with the Requiems, looking for the cleanup kills. It's just the 2 of them left here, Katomi and Watson. And they're going to try and hold against the 5-man push coming in from BB Team.
This has to be the best performance we saw from GPK so far this tournament. He has been a treat to see.
Fantastic. They could never punish him.
Nope.
Flawless game.
Super cool where he TPs in front of no one, high-fiving him, and then jumps away. Watson.
Oh, he gets the jump on a Nightfall. Nightfall is dead. But Watson should be very dead in return. He gets caught by the Doom. Katomi, the last one left standing. They'll chase him back to the fountain. It's game over. GG is called.